Hello, hi guys. Welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. We are back with another episode, but this time something very serious, something which many people didn't expect a team like Arsenal to make it to, or don't expect Arsenal to go through beyond this point. Many things have happened, many things have gone wrong against, some say, against the devil. But we are here to make sure that whatever is in our hands, we're going to make sure that we exploit certain things. Lot to in a packed game, Arsenal versus Real Madrid. To help me unpack, let's call upon today's guest and panelists, Aarush, Parth, and Salman. Hey guys, how are you?
Great.
Tensed.
Maybe not.
Excited.
Are we excited, boys? Or are we like stressed? Are we like tensed? Are we like, oh god, what's going to happen?
Excited.
Excited.
Nothing for
Or,
us to lose, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah.
hmm I mean, really, is there like not much to like lose in this game?
Nothing. I mean, if you see it like from the most of the narrative outside our own club is that we have no chance. So yeah, we don't have anything to lose. But
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal fans are always going to be delusional a bit. Like they're going to hope to win all the time. I don't mind that, to be honest. We should hope to win.
I mean,
Yeah.
playing Real Madrid when we faced PSV, even before we won the 7-1 victory, we were not allowed to dream of a Real Madrid or
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid
Yes.
because who said Arsenal will go through directly? But
No.
after we beat them 7-1, when it actually came true, now that it is a dream, our dreams are being let off. Why? Because Arsenal can't beat Real Madrid. So today is the day we actually put facts as to why we can beat them. So yeah,
Yep.
True. Few months back, I made this meme: Arsenal in the Premier League and Arsenal in the UCL. I still stick with this because the way that things have been going on in the Premier League, a lot of decisions going against us, a lot of decisions going for our own rivals, and yeah, it's a nice game to like look into. For sure, the match is going to be a game where a referee has to be at his own A game, not just Arsenal, not just Madrid, because of this certain reason. For Madrid, we have Rudiger, Modric, Camavinga, and Endrick, who could be suspended if they get suspended for the second leg if they get yellows in this leg. And for Arsenal, we have Declan Rice, Martinelli, and Timber. Now, if you put into like the importance for each team, I think Arsenal's three people who are in the verge of getting suspended is much more crucial than Rudiger or Modric or Camavinga or Ente, because they will have certain players like they can still have enough depth in them to like still do well. But if we lose Declan Rice, I think our midfield game is gone just there. If we lose
Gone.
Martinelli, I know we have Trossard, I know we have Sterling and all of them, but again, not really crucial. Timber, why Timber is crucial for Arsenal against Madrid, we will discuss definitely. So stay tuned, all the people out there. If you guys are tuned in, do subscribe, do like, and do share with all your friends and family out there. We're trying to build a nice community for all the people around the world. Um, yeah, officially we have news from the Mendy side saying that Chouameni, Dani Ceballos, Mendy, Militao, Carvajal, and Lunin are out. Chouameni suspended, that is why he's out. Ceballos and Mendy due to injuries. Militao as well. Militao, was it suspension or was it injury? Any idea, guys?
I think Militao
Militao's
had long-term
injury.
injury. Yeah.
Okay, Militao's injury. Um, okay. And with Carvajal is an ACL. Lunin as well, I think, is an injury.
Yeah, I think Lunin is back though. He was on the bench last game.
And yeah, these guys. So why I put this slide is to make sure that we understand on how tactically Arsenal could set up and play against Madrid. We have Alaba most probably starting as a left back, if not Frank Garcia. And there are doubts on where Valverde might start. Is it going to be right back or is it going to be as a CDM? CDM, right? Yeah, CDM.
Yeah,
And Courtois for sure is going to start. If it is not Courtois, I think we could shoot away from the D box and we could still score. Anyways, But yeah, this is the news regarding the Real Madrid side. How do you guys want to start? Do you guys want to like talk regarding the issues presently that they have, or like how do you guys want to like break down
I
on
think
how
what
Arsenal
we can
outsmart?
start with is breaking down by how they have fared in the Champions League till now. Or
Mm-hmm.
speaking of their previous game with Atleti only in general.
Okay, cool, cool. We'll talk about the Atletico game, the second leg, and actually we'll talk both legs. Um, why Atletico could have done it and why they didn't, obviously. So we'll start from someone like who was it like talk first.
Aarush?
Yeah. If do you have any points to make?
The only points I'll make is that Atletico Madrid truly showcased how to play against Real Madrid, and I don't remember Real having a single chance in the second leg. But again, the game went down to penalties, and after that, it is anybody's game. But yeah, if you want to know how to beat Real tactically, it was the Atletico performance. I mean, the block they sat in, the way they defended, and the way they attacked on counters
Hmm.
with the crosses and with the threaded passes. It
Hmm.
was very, very effective.
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's what Atletico Madrid game obviously showed that Real Madrid is very beatable,
Hmm.
and it was pure bad luck that they lost. Honestly, like because even if you see the phantom double touch, and then the keeper taking a hand on the last penalty and it
Hmm.
sneaking,
Hmm.
and not only the Atletico Madrid game, like group stages has gone a long time ago, but we
Hmm.
should remember that they didn't qualify in the top eight, Real Madrid,
Hmm.
Yep.
and not
Exactly.
and even in the top like 9 to 26, they were not in the middle range. They were, I think, lower table, like
They
around
finished 11th. They finished 11th in the table.
11th. I
Yeah, they
thought
did.
I
They
thought they
finished
were
11th.
lower. They were lower for more part. I think for a
Oh
long
yeah,
time.
a majority of the
Yeah.
part they were in like lower part, and then they won the last two games and still finished up 11th position.
So
So
yeah, so
yeah.
I mean they haven't had what you would say a smooth ride in the Champions League this year. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think in previous seasons they were probably weaker, but they when they got into the matches they were smoother. But I think this time even against like City was weak. Like honestly, we knew City was easy. Anyone's beating City nowadays. Yeah. So and then Atletico Madrid was just Atletico Madrid's bad luck plus Real Madrid's good luck, and they
Mm-hmm.
went through. So yeah, I honestly, yeah, we it's just about maybe taking the moments against Real Madrid. Yeah, that's all.
We'll take in a comment from Ainsley. They're not getting, they ain't getting no yellow card. Y'all better be ready for 12 men. Yeah, yeah, we are. In the Premier League, anyways, we play with 12
We,
against
we
12.
had our preparation. We had our preparations against Everton, so yeah, I think we are good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're
Apart from
used to
tactical setup.
getting mugged by the Spanish teams in Champions Leagues.
Mm.
Yeah, Barca is a prime example.
Apart from Barca, even the Villarreals and Valencias
Yeah.
have done us a lot in the
Uh,
previous years. So we have quite a good share of moments in the UCL or in Europe against the best teams.
mm. Yeah, the last time Arsenal faced Madrid, I mean, we have a nice track record against Madrid, saying that we have won all our games or we have never lost against Madrid.
Yeah.
Um, we faced them two times. The first time we have not lost. I mean, it was 0-0, and the second time when we went and played at the Bernabeu, we have scored uh, and we won 1-0. I know it was the king Thierry Henry scoring the winning goal. I know that is the thing, but look at the difference, right? The whole situation right now is that our defense is weak because we don't have Magalhaes, or we don't have a fit right back who can like sustain completely playing the 90 minutes in whatever is being thrown at them. But looking at our defense, I think the defense back then was also kind of weak. Anyone has a nice history story of how weak they were and like still we managed to
I think
win.
the first leg we had some injuries in defense, and Flamini
Hmm.
ended up playing left back for this game.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
he actually kept their key players under control, playing at left back, being a midfielder. I think it was the
Hmm.
first time in his career also that he changed position like this in a big game and actually
Hmm.
made up being a
Hmm.
difference maker. But I think over both legs, the highlights have been obviously because I was just born the year this game was. So watching the highlights, I think it made sense as to
Hmm.
um, Arsenal were more confident in this game. And one major highlight that you would see of this game is also Thierry Henry running the length of the pitch and then showboating at the corner flag. That was King Thierry Henry back in the
Gold.
days.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Apart from that, I don't know much about this game. But Fabregas, I remember that season he was wonderful in the Champions League
Hmm. Hmm.
in general. So
I think statistically that's still. I don't know if this defense played most of the games, but obviously Sol Campbell was there in this defense, so he was obviously injured for this tie. But
Hmm.
that defense which we had this season is
Hmm.
statistically still the best defense in Champions League history. Yeah.
Hmm.
mm,
It. I think there was. I think around till the final we didn't concede. I think in some X amount of games or whatever. But then I think in the final we got the red card and then we considered two. And so
One way an offside goal. Yeah. If I had a
yeah.
time machine regarding
offside
few things regarding
Now
football, I will
now
definitely.
you won't find Ainsley in the chat now.
and one like just a fun fact like
Uh,
Sucheet told Arsenal never lost to Real Madrid. There's a club in Scotland called Dundee United. They have never lost to Barcelona. Yeah. So yeah, like these kind of statistics don't really matter because it's like
hmm.
we
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
faced them so less in the history of in the over the history. But
Hmm.
yeah, I feel that I was going to say something I forgot. Yeah, I was saying that like if you see that 2006 team, honestly I don't think it's really that strong. Like
Hmm.
you could
Hmm.
say like it was just Henry carrying the team and
Hmm.
Fabregas carrying the midfield. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
if you see, Reyes was a solid player. Lundberg was towards the end of his prime,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
Flamini. We know Flamini was a solid player, but again, he's not the kind of player
Hmm.
like he's not a great player. So yeah, I think if you see compare it to this team we have right now, and
Hmm.
if you compare this Real Madrid to that Real Madrid, it's pretty similar. Like I would say, because even that was a Galacticos team of Real
Hmm.
Madrid. This is
Hmm.
also like a Galacticos version of that team. And then
Hmm.
our team, I think this team of Arsenal is even better than this 2006
Right.
team. Obviously, we
Hmm.
don't
Hmm.
have Henry level players,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think I think we should. I like to. I basically remembered what I wanted to say. I liked a line which Saka said in the press conference, and even Arteta said that line.
Hmm.
We want to create our own history. They both said this two lines. I
Hmm.
really like that. Like, obviously, you take inspiration from the previous generation, but you know,
Hmm.
uh, I think if you dwell too much on what the Henry did and what that Arsenal team did, which we tend as fans to do a lot, I feel, and
Hmm.
even sometimes we overthink those matches. It's like you get weighed down by that, weight of such a great player and such a great team and manager. So I
Right.
think it's good that the players are not thinking along those lines.
Hmm. Hmm. Let's look into some numbers before we tactically break down on why Arsenal could do it. I found this information on AFTV while I was searching, so kudos to them. I got this from them. Looking at their defensive record, um, they're not doing well, right? Regarding goals conceded, fifth in the league, clean sheets, third in the league, agreed. XGA, fifth in the league, goalkeeping saves, sixth in the league, in spite of having Courtois. Not just Courtois, the defense is not that great, right? In spite of them investing that much amount of money on such players. And tackles in the mid third, 20, basically last in the league. And then if you look into how they play, I thought this was interesting to watch. Again, I
Hmm.
got this from AFTV, uh, the stat, Real Madrid's position in big games. We're still considering Arsenal as a big game because it's in the quarterfinal, so let's not joke about that. Uh, this season, they played against Man City, Man City 24-25, the third game, where they had 45% of the possession and still they managed to draw the game, right?
Hmm.
3
No,
3.
they
Yeah,
won.
No, 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 no.
2-3.
Real won.
2-3?
Real won 6-3
Something
Real
like
they
that.
won
won.
Yeah, they are on both
in
the
both
matches.
legs.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm
He
Yeah,
talking.
won
both
both the
matches.
legs.
No, I'm talking about the one where they played at the Etihad. That's the away game. Like so, the
They
first leg.
won 3-2.
Won that
No,
game.
they won
3-2.
3-2 and they won
They
3-1.
they came back.
Mm-hmm. 3-2.
Bellingham and Brahim Diaz scored
Right,
the
right,
Yeah,
right.
Last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mbappe as well. Yeah.
Hmm. This would be something similar to what could happen at the Emirates, like how Aarush mentioned uh, before we started the stream. So it's something to look into. Like in spite of having such low position, they can still make it. And like we always have said, Real Madrid are a moments FC. They always rely on key moments to make sure that they hurt an opponent. The biggest example was probably the 21-22 campaign where they went on an
Rodrigo's goals.
yeah,
Yeah.
against Chelsea, against this one, who
City.
against City, and then in the final against Liverpool. Liverpool dominated that final, but then Courtois saved them to keep them in the match, and then obviously we had Madrid winning in the most Madrid fashion. So yeah, no matter how much possession we have, unless you put the ball in the goal post, nothing's gonna happen, right? So
I
yeah.
think the Atletico stat is quite interesting in that one because that's the game they had the most possession, and I
Hmm.
think that was the game in which they felt the most hopeless. Like
Yeah.
they
Huh.
didn't
Yeah.
Chance
do any
creation was a bit of a problem for them that game. Yeah.
like
The
Hmm.
recent one.
I couldn't believe that how much dominant Atletico were in that match. Like
Right,
it,
right,
they
right.
felt Real Madrid didn't feel like Real Madrid in that match. So yeah,
Hmm.
maybe something Arsenal will see. Maybe concede a bit of possession and let them try to build
Keep
a good defense.
right.
Yeah.
We have a very loyal Madrid comments. Hey Gary, how are you? Are you excited for the game? I know you've been wanting Arsenal versus Madrid for a while. You've been saying that for a long time, for as long as I remember you being the channel. I remember you asking for this game for a long time. Right? Oh yeah, I guess it'll take some time. We've seen like what happens when we have the position, but how do we break down this Madrid team is important, right? Just bring up few important slides that could be very valuable for people out there. So yeah, Arush, Parth, Salman. I mean, I'll actually give it to Arush. These are his. These are his. What do we say? Slides. You know. Arush, take away. This is all yours.
Yes, sir. So basically, what we see on this slide is how Real Madrid actually set up under Carlo Ancelotti.
Hmm.
So first slide basically shows you a normal 4-3-3 that they play, which also morphs into like a 1-4-3-3 in possession, where
Hmm.
the six drops between the center backs in between. Then like the eights majorly push wider. In the below picture, you can see that's a picture from last season. But
Hmm.
it's normally the same that they've gone this season as well, where
Right.
they create like different lanes in the pitch through as of passing, where they
Hmm.
also like to build possession from the back with like
Hmm.
obvious composure that they have with the
Hmm.
talent that they have. So
Hmm.
obviously their midfielders are key players in the build-up phases because they end up dropping a bit too deep, where the fullbacks can either push high and wide, and the wingers all as much as they like staying wide and high, like on the touchline where you can see on in the above image, they
Hmm.
also like to invert quite a bit and create some type of overloads with the midfield and like some ruckus that they can create, like the
Hmm.
chaos that they do. So they can
Hmm.
do this obviously through central access that they love dominating because that's the
Right.
major part apart from the left wing where Vinicius functions, where
Hmm.
majority of the shots and chances come from. So I
Hmm.
think their creative outlets are either those or
Hmm.
left sides.
Hmm.
Yeah, progressing through there. Looking at the next slide that we have, I think one thing that they do the best is exploiting the half space that the
Hmm.
opposition gives them once they have possession. So what
Hmm.
you see here is they basically, when having possession, obviously hold a very high line with Rudiger and Asensio this season, who's had a phenomenal season coming
Hmm.
from their academy. Um, Movements such as that of what Bellingham keeps doing for them, a role that he has mastered for them. And he's actually one of, I think he's very enjoyable this season as a dribbler as well, which he didn't really have in the previous seasons, even at Dortmund, to be honest.
Hmm.
And rotations is what they are looking to do the best at. And Valverde is one of their obvious X factors, as everyone knows, who's been playing right back, but his passes and vision has been one of his best technical skills that he has.
Right.
So yeah, they obviously score a lot of goals with the talent they have. But for
Hmm.
a fun fact, in the Champions League, they have created, I think, the most big chances, which is 47 or something. Wait, let me just see. They have created 46 big chances, and out of
Hmm.
which they have missed 27 of them.
Hmm.
So it just tells you how good of an attack they have, but
Hmm.
how bad or how much they lack in clinicalness in front of goal this
Right.
season, which has eventually made them play those two extra, not even two to be honest. They played four extra games, right? In terms of reaching till here. The
Two,
City
two,
game and then City
Two.
game and then the oh yeah,
City. Yeah.
two games.
Two,
Yeah,
two, two. Hmm.
yeah. So the City game. So that just tells you as to how um clinical, how being having the attack that they have, even the threat through the bench, they
Hmm.
have lacked that quality in front of goal, even though they have quite a lot of box touches, creative shots being taken,
Hmm.
actions that have led to shots as well. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um Coming to the next slide, we have how they play out of possession. So
Right.
that is an image from the fixture versus Barca, I think last season only, not this
Hmm.
season, because this season Barca have had the upper hand under Flick, of course. So
Got thrashed.
aggressive. Yeah, yeah, got
Hmm.
thrashed.
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
once, not twice, but I think thrice. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Out of possession, they are they are very aggressive and proactive in like how they build up from. I mean, build in terms of pressing and staying compact in their
Hmm.
shape that they have. And
Hmm. Hmm.
another thing that they like doing the most is their counter pressing strategy. As
Hmm.
much as they hold possession and they end up losing the ball, they're quick in winning the ball back and creating transitions through their wider players or Mbappe dropping deeper.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing that they love doing is typically setting up in a mid block that we see in the below image. This
Yeah.
is what we normally face against any club in the Premier League, which has been Arteta's biggest kryptonite as well, which we know.
Yep.
We thought this would happen against Marco Silva the other day against Fulham, but he ended up playing a back five, and it actually made it easier for us. We saw
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
in some extent against Everton as well,
Yeah.
but I
True.
think that game is completely different to talk about.
Hmm.
So they obviously, I mean, mid blocks are meant for possession to go through the through the wider areas,
Hmm.
and Arsenal players are obviously known for spamming crosses into the box. So this is
Right.
something we are good at. I
Hmm.
think with the right rotations, we can take
Hmm.
advantage of the shape that they have,
Hmm.
and also the fact that they are good in minimizing transitional situations.
Hmm.
So they can block those extra passing lanes that are there, or like collectively pressing a team and winning possession. I think they're
Hmm.
good at that, although they have quite a lot of weaknesses that we'll talk a little bit further. So I think the major difference between an Arsenal and a Real Madrid side, at least in position, out of position, apart
Hmm.
from like mentality being a factor outside, like psychologically, but I
Hmm.
think tempo is one of the biggest reasons that separates the two teams. See,
Right.
because Arsenal are obviously we've cribbed on stream the whole season that we've been very pragmatic,
Hmm.
methodological. I
Hmm.
mean,
Hmm.
everything just has to go in a certain pattern till it reaches there. Or like
Yeah.
even the Everton game we saw the other day, everything
Hmm.
has to happen unless everyone attacks the box. Like the
Hmm.
chances
Hmm.
Trossard had, he
Hmm.
just walks slow into those chances on transition when you can actually kill the game off. That ended up
Hmm.
actually playing a crucial role because he ended up missing quite a lot of chances, although he scored. But yeah,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
I think tempo in the final third and even just progressing the ball through passes, like
Hmm.
taking more time, is the difference between the two teams. Because Real Madrid, they can go from defense to attack in seconds. Like majority of the goals you see from Real Madrid are chances created from the counter attacks that they do, right?
Ah.
So just passes to Vinicius, passes to Rodrigo, or like over the top balls to Mbappe, who just runs through an offside line and just scores the goals.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this is the major difference. Let's go to the next slide where we can talk about how Arsenal can take an actual edge over Real Madrid. So basically, we know that for Arsenal, when they are defending, Arsenal are one of the best sides in terms of pressing an opponent in Europe.
Hmm.
So we can suffocate them by playing them in um, positions that they don't want to feel that they are actually exploitable, like playing them wider, playing them on the wrong foot of defenders, or
Right.
like even playing them in wider and deeper areas where
Mm,
they wouldn't be able to play those certain overloads. Like say
mm,
a Vasquez plays and then he
mm.
has a Rudiger next to him and then a
Right.
Kamavinga drops in. They find it
Mm,
difficult, especially with
mm,
Vasquez. I think he finds it quite, and that is one vulnerable part about them, that they find it
mm,
difficult to actually progress the ball, which we'll talk
mm,
about obviously in full.
mm,
So
mm,
apart from that, another aspect apart from pressing that we can take advantage of theirs is what I told you all before the stream as well, how we can win the second and first duels that we play. Like
right.
Raya's long balls,
Mm,
like either a Merino or a Declan Rice heads the ball, stuff like that. And
mm, mm,
re- what we know, like even we mentioned previously that uh, they are quite a lot of ball watchers in Real Madrid's midfield,
right.
which they are very good physically. Bellingham is like very strong of a player
Mm, mm,
physically. But what issues they face is actually winning those duels and finding a balance in terms of holding on to possession and creating a chance directly. Otherwise, it's just wasted possession that ends up being there. So I
mm,
think man marking them tactically, showing the discipline in terms of running those rigid patterns,
mm,
high pressing them, all of this will prove to be very important factors for us. And especially what we see in this uh, visual is
mm,
Timber marking Vinicius, Saliba marking Mbappe, and
mm.
Partey out of all people who'll obviously be kept to man mark Bellingham. So I think man
Yeah.
marking is one of the
Mm,
biggest um, approaches in which Arsenal can have the added advantage over Real
mm,
Madrid.
mm,
So to break down this picture even more, what we see is Merino obviously playing as a centre forward now has been doing a good job in terms of pressing at least. So
mm,
he would press the centre backs, force them
mm,
into one direction. And we know
mm,
that whenever the centre forward presses made by Havertz, Odegaard
mm.
actually supports the run by creating
Suppose
a
that.
type of pivot, right?
Right.
They
Right.
both press together or Odegaard pushes first. So
Mm,
his second run can cover that added angle towards Chamini, who's obviously not playing, but for
mm,
like context,
mm,
him
mm,
and Kamavinga's passing lanes. So
mm.
this then helps them go long. I mean, not helps, but it is Arsenal's strategy to play them long then.
Right.
So they will plan to go directly to either a Bellingham or
Mm,
an Mbappe.
mm,
So those can be won by our numerical advantages that we have. May it be
mm,
Saliba winning the duel, because
mm,
Saliba and Mbappe's duel, I mean, they've faced each other quite a long time and they've been knowing each other
mm.
since their childhood days. So that is
Yeah.
obviously going to be a good battle to see. And then
Mm.
Declan Rice versus Jude Bellingham, obviously two best friends,
Right.
playing against each other,
It's,
and then Partey
mm,
being there as well. So I think Declan Rice is going to play a good shuttler role in this game
mm,
because we've read stats about him being he's created the most chances through midfield
mm,
this season. I mean, not this
mm.
season, in 2025 in general, like
Right.
the 15
Right.
chances that we saw from who scored.
Mm,
So I
mm,
think negotiating with Declan Rice to play 2-3 roles is a
mm,
bit of a gamble that we're going to have. But I
mm.
think that will only go to play the added advantage and hopefully doesn't pick up the yellow card because we are going to be royally fucked if he's not there in the second leg.
Uh,
And yeah, and then just basically Timber also being very important in terms of running those duels. And
mm,
what they do basically is also we can see on the wide channel is Rodrigo always holds that line. He holds that width because
mm,
majority of the overloads they have on one side, they quickly like Mbappe dropping in, going a bit central and playing
mm,
that through ball to Rodrigo. I think that's
mm.
how they scored against Atletico Madrid in the first leg as well, where
Right.
he
Right.
drove
Mm,
inside, cut onto
mm,
his left foot and ended up scoring. So I
mm,
think
mm,
these are certain aspects that obviously,
mm,
again, now another battle. I mean, this is getting
mm.
too long, this is getting too boring, I know,
Hey,
but
uh,
yeah.
right.
So, in terms of nullifying transitions, Arsenal are one of
Mm,
the best sides. We know this.
mm,
And
mm.
Real Madrid are one of the best sides to play on transitions. So,
Right. Right.
obviously, the counter pressing ability and stuff like that, everything is going to be
Mm,
very crucial because even
mm,
Arsenal can sit into a 4-4-2 block and make
mm,
it very difficult for teams to actually create something out of it. We might
mm.
have the the ways I actually see Arsenal concede are actually giving away goals, like
Right.
have some bozo moments and end up giving them the goal.
Mm,
But
mm, mm.
obviously, these people's quality attack that they have, they can create out of nothing. Another
mm,
aspect that obviously we spoke about is defensive vulnerabilities. But apart
mm,
from that, set pieces is one place where we can take major advantages in
right.
terms of getting
Mm,
the better
mm,
of them. Because what
mm,
we've seen statistically,
mm,
the threat that have been posed through um, corners conceded for Real Madrid have been one of the worst for them in their
mm,
recent history. They've
yeah.
conceded the most goals also from these.
Mm,
So I think having those advantages in terms of Declan Rice having those in swingers being played. We saw it against
mm,
Everton the other day. And now that
mm,
Saka is back, although we don't have Gabriel who's been missing through injury, I think we still have quite a good attack in terms of not a Declan Rice, but a Saliba or a Mikel Merino to
mm,
make a difference in the
mm,
attacking space.
right,
So
right.
zonal approach is what they normally try to do, and this zonal approach is what we have ended up being labeled as set piece FC throughout
Mm,
this season as well.
mm,
So
mm,
I
mm,
think this is what we need to be the most aware of, apart
right.
from Real Madrid having that quality off the bench that we will actually lack. Because an Endrick, a Guler, or anyone for that matter from the Real Madrid side is a key
Mm,
player for them because
right.
the quality is just of that side. So
Mm,
I
mm,
think tactically we do have a chance to get the better of them, but it's about
mm,
who does this more consistently for
mm,
me.
mm. We'll get into more into this. We're just taking
No,
few comments
I
because
just okay, yeah, fine. I just had some points
yeah,
to.
go ahead. Regarding this, or you want to talk something else?
No, can you go back to the first slide? Yeah,
No, which one exactly?
the one with the Real Madrid structure. Yeah,
Okay, this one.
yeah. No,
Mm,
so yeah, Arush made an interesting point. I was reading like today.
mm,
I was reading an article about Ajax. Ajax are
mm,
currently winning the league title. So they
mm,
are managed currently by Francisco Farioli. He
Farioli.
was a what is him? He was assistant to Deserbi.
mm,
And
Hmm.
Arush talked about the center back going to the fifth as a fifth, like the sorry, one of the CDMs playing as fifth center back almost, like the third center back, fifth
Third.
defender. Yeah, and so so there was the article was saying that Ajax plays similar way, like they have Henderson right now in the midfield.
Yeah.
He
mm,
goes and plays in the third center back role, and they play very quick in the transitions, as he was saying.
mm,
Uh,
mm,
Arush, and it kind of reminded me of how Brighton play. Like
mm,
when Brighton used to be managed by De Zerbi, they were
mm,
so quick on transitions, and they would basically bypass the pass. Like when generally in the teams we see nowadays, they pass to the center
mm,
back to midfield. They would basically bypass the center back many times, and they would go directly to the midfield and then
mm,
pass it around and be very quick in transitions. So
right.
Hmm.
maybe the way Aru spoke about the tactic kind of reminded me of that Brighton team of De Zerbi.
Mm,
And hopefully it's not a similar results, because we did struggle a lot against those De Zerbi teams
right.
of Brighton.
Mm, mm,
I think we beat them once, maybe, I guess. And I think we lost multiple times to them. Yeah,
mm,
so but yeah, obviously those kind of analysis Arteta also has in his bank now, like
uh,
facing these kind of teams. And yeah, so he must be devising something. So yeah,
You know what? This is something that I think will happen with Zubimendi at Arsenal as well next season. Because if you notice Zubimendi, if you watch Zubimendi, the teams he's played for, a Sociedad side,
yeah,
last season, this season, he's always the guy who likes goes to the defense in terms of
mm,
build up, asks for
mm,
the ball, and then carries the ball from there. Even for Spain, if you notice it, he does the same thing. Rodri does the same thing, and then
mm.
Rodri ends up doing the same thing for Man City as well because these are their strengths.
right.
Now
Anyway,
we
and even
haven't,
Rice's best strength is like driving
yeah,
from
Mm,
the
yeah,
defense to midfield.
yeah.
mm,
Although
And,
he's not the best in half turns, I
yeah,
think
mm,
driving from defense is one of his best, which is why many of the fans have also asked him to
oh,
play as a six because it's his best position. So
yeah.
it's a good debate to have, but
Mm,
considering we're getting Zubimendi, I see the chances of that being
yeah,
lesser.
that's what I'm saying. If even if Supramendi goes and plays in the near the defense, you have like a Odegaard and a Rice who can like just take it from midfield to attack more
mm,
quickly. I
mm,
feel
And this
Merino in
has,
that sense could be a basically become a backup to Zubimendi in the end,
yeah.
like because he's also good in just passing it along. Yeah.
And this is what City have also used in their prime. Apart from an inverting Zinchenko or Kyle Walker being wider, they have often used like a
Josh.
six who's always, yeah, either a Rodri at six or a Fernandino or a,
Mm,
yeah, Fernandino there. And then having a De Bruyne and a Bernardo Silva being positioned higher and
yeah.
the ball being played to them there. This is what
Mm.
City have also ended up doing. So I think, yeah, these are called common principles that they end up building on. So yeah.
We'll take in a few comments. Parth, if you have opinions, I'm sorry, we'll have to just hold on till a few comments because, yeah. Gary says, very excited for tomorrow's game. It's tomorrow, yeah, it's tomorrow's game, yeah. Alaba at left back versus Arsenal is indeed an option. Ancelotti is consulting. We think it is definitely this, like how our friend Deepak said
If I'm not
about,
mistaken, Alaba was mostly left back at Bayern when he was at
Bayern,
Bayern.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pre Davis coming in, he used to be the left back.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Valverde in right back. Agreed. Gary says, I think we will sit in a low block and attack on counters. Arsenal will control the pressure. Madrid will wait for one more.
And
I mean,
that's
Most teams do that
typical.
against us. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, you just explained every UCL that you won, but okay. Uh, Kingsley, the thing is, Madrid on counters will be an X factor considering their pace. Try an offside trap, maybe.
Mm. That's how Sane cooked us last time. Yeah.
Uh,
Actually.
for offside traps to work, you
It
have to have communication in the back line.
and our main defender isn't
And
there
you
for
need to have
offside
pacey
trap.
guys. Like, with all
And
this
we don't
respect
have
to.
Hansi Flick's intelligence in playing a defensive line like that, to be honest. Because
Mhm.
you see Barcelona, every game they have at least five or six offside traps played inch perfect. The
Yeah.
team goes this, they end up scoring, end up celebrating, and these people just know that is offside. That's how good
Mhm.
they are.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
yeah,
but with the 18-year-old and Kivior in defense, we can't play a offside line. Yeah.
and that has
So,
never been Arsenal's thing.
Yeah, that is not how Arsenal plays.
mm,
That won't happen.
Rodrigo and Valverde combination right flag is our X factor. Hmm.
For sure.
We're banking that is your X factor for some reason.
Mm,
Every
Arsenal
player
can.
in the team is an X factor.
before the Tivoli remontada.
I mean,
I might have to wear my PSG jersey for this stream, bro.
Ayush Rala, Liverpool fan. So Arsenal corner FC will strike.
If we
Inshallah.
win
Why not?
4-0 the first leg and lose 6-1, then we might as well not
We aren't conceding six goals ever in a game.
Mm.
but I'm
We'll come to that because that's an interesting stat regarding Arsenal. But we'll come to Arsenal side soon. Jude three man
Third
run
one
are very
runs.
important for us. Oh, third man, okay. Third man runs are very important for us. Madrid will wait. If Arsenal switch up for 1 second, he will score. Yeah,
confused. That's what he's
Exactly,
making a
man.
run which three people are getting confused.
that's what. I mean, last season most of his clutch goals have been that case, right? The
Yeah.
team will switch off and then Khanas will come and score some goal that like what the hell. But yeah, I think jokes aside, being physical with Madrid, it might help you
We were
guys.
discussing
Yeah.
this before the.
Hmm.
And I
I,
think the fans being there, at least in the first leg, is going to be a big chance
hmm.
Yeah.
on Arsenal not losing that intensity throughout the game. But
Hmm.
like we said, even pre-stream, that after we scored, our crowd also ended up being bad in the
Yeah,
leg. And
even
then
Bayern.
even the
Hmm.
players, yeah, against Bayern. And even the players ended up being like very
I feel
casual in
against
their
Bayern, it was like we were doing good, and even after we scored, we were doing fine. And then the mistake happened. Raya coming forward and Gabriel Kivior,
Yeah.
and then
Hmm.
it was a sense of, oh, here we go again. The fans
Yeah.
also were like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
is
I
typical.
think another factor,
And the fact that there was no Bayern fans in that game. They weren't allowed. They were banned.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
were
oh
bad.
I
yeah,
want I want the kind of fan like following when, like, I remember maybe it's a Premier League game, but yeah, when Saliba gave the own goal in one of the
It
games,
was
and
the
then
Leicester game,
the
22
fans
twenty
they
three
were like,
season. Yeah.
like
I haven't seen the Emirates crowd backing our team when we are a goal down
yeah, that's what I
we
want.
concede a
Like,
stupid goal.
because it's highly plausible we might concede first, or we
Yeah.
might like we might
very.
give the goal first goal. So If we just deflate after, then it's like, yeah, it's that's no use.
Real Madrid played very different. It's very different in Champions League game, different game plan for La Liga. We know
Very
this.
similar to
Arsenal
us,
have been the
Arsenal
same, bro.
also.
Arsenal
Yeah.
have been the
We,
same.
yeah. Courtois is very important on set. Okay. Interesting, but this
I,
is a very interesting. Yeah, we can talk about this. This is a very interesting point. Hi, Arnav. Yeah. Hello, guys. How are you all? Excited for tomorrow's game? We are all good. How are you?
Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Arsenal fan.
Yes. The Arsenal.
The Arsenal
Go.
get it.
Yes. Okay. But I read it as UTA. I'm like, what is UTA?
I've never heard of the Arsenal before. Yeah, it was nice.
Mm.
Like it.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
Is that
Jo-
Ozil?
yeah. With the
Yeah,
yeah,
World
yeah, that's Ozil.
World Cup.
Hey,
Someone who's played for Real Madrid and Arsenal. I
yeah,
Cup,
wonder who he'll be supporting, bro.
he and Odegaard.
Because he ends up putting a tweet
yeah.
every time before we play a big game. So
Ha,
let's
ha,
see.
ha.
I think he will support Real Madrid. To be honest.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream. I think this is the first time we've seen you on stream. Have you guys noticed him before on our streams?
Mm,
All right. Yeah.
I
Muslim or
Welcome, bro.
yeah. Welcome. I hope you're subscribed. Please. Uh, one important point: if Arsenal scored first, don't celebrate.
No, we celebrate
we will
only if
celebrate.
it's
Yeah, honestly,
Celebration policing before even we have scored the first goal.
Yeah.
that means they already expect us to score the first goal.
they're scared, bro. They're scared. I can see the shivering typing from Gary.
Gary, are you scared?
Honestly, if you don't celebrate a goal against Real Madrid in Champions League quarter final, why are you even watching football anymore? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're like Bayern fan, like even after the 90 minutes, you might still concede a goal. Or they will
Unless you
be
end up doing some crazy ass celebration
Yeah.
where you mock them, that
so like,
No,
obviously we won't do
I don't
I mean,
feel like any
because I
Arsenal
think
player would be that stupid to go on and mock
uh,
Real.
only time
I
I've
think
ever felt a Arsenal player mock someone in a celebration is when Saka did the dart celebration against Madison.
It's
And it came
deserved,
back to
man.
hurt us.
Spurs is nothing. Madison is nothing, man.
mm,
It's
I know,
nothing.
but I mean, I've the only time I
Saka
felt it. Yeah, yeah,
Saka, if Bellingham scores, I think Saka would copy Bellingham's celebration as
yeah.
well, bro.
Yeah,
Because he's done this with Madison, he's done this with Rashford,
Rashford as well.
so it's very similar.
Oh, Pratham. Okay. Hey, I joined from my brother's side. Welcome to the
If
stream.
Saka recreates that goal, I will probably scream like anything.
Yeah. But before we get into the serious side of things, again, Salu, where will you be watching the game?
What do you mean? Like, I'm in Canada, so I'll be watching from Canada.
Oh my God. I meant with your roommates, or will you be in campus?
So you ask a question like that now?
Uh,
Where do you watch it? I'll be watching it. I hope like they'll be streaming it on campus. To be honest, because
mm,
Oh,
last time Arsenal played a proper big match, I think
mm,
it was PSG and even Inter Milan. Like I think they streamed both those matches, and
mm.
what
obviously
else game is gonna happen at the same time?
I think
Two
it's
I
going to
games.
think
be
they
Bayern
have
Inter.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Bayern match.
Oh yeah, Bayern
into
Inter.
but Real Madrid is enough to like if Real Madrid is playing, they'll probably show the Real Madrid match.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I hope they'll
And
show
the
the Real
vibes
Madrid
will be
match.
crazy, bro, in campus at least watching a game like this. At least
Mm-hmm.
in like Canada or something. Because India, I can expect how fans would turn up. And considering games are at least late night,
Or
you
otherwise, I'll
wouldn't
just
thought.
have to watch somehow from somewhere, from
Mm-hmm.
sources.
Parth and Arush, any watch parties at your places, or like gonna watch it alone?
I'd actually planned one with
Watch party.
two of my best friends. So one is a Barca supporter and one is a United supporter. So the initial plan was I would invite them over and we'll watch the match together. But then I watched the City United game yesterday with them, and then I realized nah, I'll be shitting bricks. I can't.
Yeah,
So now I'm proposing to watch the second leg.
Arush?
No, I'll be at home, bro. I will watch the game at 12:30. It will end up being 4.
Mm.
I will wake up at 5:30. I will go to college. So there is no chance
Uh,
there is
uh,
any watch party happening at least.
uh, uh,
So
uh.
Honestly,
If I was in Goa, it was a different
such a
case.
tense game. I love to watch alone. Like
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'll
actually,
be
I
doing
agree.
stuff which if people will watch me, they'll be like, "This guy's gone mental." I'll
I
be
think
jumping around. I'll be walking around. Yeah.
actually, I think by the second leg I'll be in Goa, so maybe that time I can try. But the thing is, the game is too late to actually go out and view it in a pub or something. At least in
Mm.
India,
I might go to a pub. There's an Arsenal pub like 20 minutes from my
because
place.
it's early morning also for you, bro.
It's
Yeah,
afternoon 12:30. Afternoon 12 p.m. for me. I couldn't
Which
be more
is
happier.
fair.
I know. I
Sucheet will
couldn't
just
be
drink
more.
away his sadness after the match. Yeah.
Oh, uh, don't 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 be scared. Excited for. Oh, okay. He's not
yeah.
scared. He's
Obviously.
excited for the
He's
game.
not
Yeah.
scared.
Why would Real fans be scared of Arsenal, man?
This is the type of match one is supposed to watch in.
Funeral for Arsenal or funeral for Real Madrid.
Oh, for sure the tuxedo will be thrown because I will be like stinking up the entire tuxedo with tension. And there's no chance I would watch a match in a tuxedo. What the hell? But yeah, we'll come back to football. Arsenal. No, we'll actually talk about the Madrid team. The Madrid midfield doesn't have any physicality except Jude because it'll be. I mean, the predicted lineup at least midfield is Jude, Kamavinga, and
100%.
Modric.
Modric.
Modric doesn't have it in him to like fight off physically, but I think Kamavinga and Jude will be doing all the dog work so that Modric is the one who creates. Right. Fighting against this Madrid team wouldn't be Partey. It's going to be Declan Rice going to play two roles, like how Aarush said, and we've seen this with Arsenal play. Like we've seen this like many times, right? So, do you think as a midfield battle, an Arsenal with Partey, Odegaard, and Declan Rice will be better than a midfield against Jude Bellingham, Modric, and Kamavinga? Like, how do you guys see that battle?
Like I said, bro, duels is the key aspect in this because
Hmm.
I think that's what Arteta has always mentioned in his game plan as well. So
Hmm.
against a Kamavinga who hasn't had the best of the seasons this season, and he
Hmm.
has been injured through majority of the season as well, if I'm not
Hmm.
wrong,
Hmm.
and he has played out of position as well. So coming
Right.
back to midfield for him, then
Hmm.
having the aspect of Modric, obviously game changer in terms of passing, but will he be able to run the game at
Hmm.
40?
Hmm.
Obviously he
Hmm.
will, for sure he will. But then
Hmm.
coming against intensity of what Arsenal would play in
Hmm.
terms, even Merino for a fact from centre forward will
Hmm.
actually do quite a lot like Havertz does in terms
Hmm.
of dropping deep and making that difference.
Hmm.
So this is one obvious key area I think, bro. Because Bellingham also will play the shuttler role for them, like what Declan Rice will do.
True.
It
Hmm.
was
So
like Ainsley said, like Marino comes in midfield, and I think I said it to Suchi, like in the Everton game I noticed, and obviously Everton is different, but
Hmm.
we could see that Fulham and Everton are basically like dress rehearsals for the Madrid game,
Hmm.
mm,
Hmm.
and we could see that we were almost becoming a diamond in midfield, like with Merino on top, and then you have Rice, Odegaard, and then you have like a Partey, Jorginho, whoever in the base, and then
Hmm.
you have the wingers basically not playing wide, then they just go play central,
Right.
and I think it might be something similar
Hmm.
because especially in the Everton game, I noticed like because when you think about Saka, you always think that he plays very wide, like and
Right.
obviously Martinelli also, but Saka
Hmm.
is always you think around that right wing area. But I against Everton, many phases I saw him in, he was right in the central areas, which I
Hmm.
I didn't really see a lot before. Like, so
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think that might be something which Arteta might be using, like maybe use the directness of Martinelli and Saka through the middle rather than
Hmm.
going forward.
mm,
Hmm.
Yeah.
For that, Thomas Partey will have to have a faultless game because we rely a lot on him when it comes to cutting down transitions. I mean, he's not the best at it, but lately he's been doing pretty well there. And when it comes to playing those line breaking passes, there's no one better than Thomas Partey. As much as I hate to say this, but this is a fact. Declan Rice can't play the passes, Partey can, and
Hmm.
Odegaard doesn't end up in areas where Partey does. So
Hmm.
uh, controlling transitions is key because even against Real Sociedad, a similar thing happened where I agree that Real is not the most competent in the air, But
mm,
if they win the aerial duels, it
mm,
will be a header or just a ball for Vinicius, where he'll just have to run, and
mm,
that is what Madrid thrives in, and we
mm.
can't allow that. And for that, our midfield has to be, uh,
At the game.
has
Dogged.
to be at the very best if we want to negate that. So
Mm.
that will be key. Had I been the manager, I mean, I would never, but had I been the manager, I would have played Merino, Rice, and Odegaard. But knowing Arteta, Thomas Partey will start the game. So yeah,
I mean, okay, if you played Marino in the midfield, who will you play strike? You are going to play Veneri as false
Trossard.
nine.
Trossard,
Trossard.
please don't.
Hmm.
But
You-
Trossard
you-
has
hmm,
actually shied away from games where there are physical centre backs, even when
Yeah.
he has played as a false nine from centre forward.
hmm,
So I think it's
More
not
than
the best option.
tactically,
But fair
the
enough.
thing about Trossard, like Aru said, like it's important we don't give the ball away. Like I
hmm,
feel he loses the ball a lot in key areas.
hmm,
Yeah,
hmm, hmm.
I think
And
that's
keeps the
what.
ball. He keeps the ball too long when it's like when there's no
Especially
clear
like
chance.
he loses this ball in those areas where not near the box of the opponent and not near our midfield, like right in the center, and where
Hmm,
the guys can like just spray passes and hit on the counter. So yeah,
hmm, hmm,
We'll also
He's
have to be very cautious in the midfield. Like with Rice, we can't afford to overcome it, and we can't afford to have him higher up the field because we've got Kivior, who's not the best at judging aerial duels. I mean, again, he had a very good game against Everton. I've lots of respect for him. I mean, he's good. He is good at what he does, but I mean, when the stage is
shortcoming.
big, you want better players, and
Exactly.
Kivior is just not that. And it's not his fault because he's just a rotation option. But
hmm,
to cover for Kivior, all our midfielders will have to do the dog work and then attack as well.
hmm,
So, I mean, we have to be at our A game.
hmm,
We already spoke of Declan Rice playing two roles, but with Kivior's introduction, I think Saliba will also have to do quite a lot of dog work for Kivior because I think majoritarily they'll obviously try to build from the left hand side, which means
hmm,
that Mbappe will be closer to Vinicius, then he would be closer to Rodrigo. So which
hmm,
means
hmm.
Saliba would basically hold him on there. But Kivior, in that fact, or even Gabriel when he plays that free role in terms of when Saliba gets exposed, he'll make that run from the left center back area to actually
Hmm,
cover for him, and then
hmm,
Saliba covers his position in that. So
hmm,
if we don't have that communication, which we saw to be honest versus Everton, although they
hmm,
didn't
hmm,
threaten as much, we saw it
hmm.
versus them, and it has improved for sure.
Even against Fulham was like a disaster.
Yeah,
Luckily, the ball didn't fall to him and else. I think they were ready to like have a comeback in that
the
interview.
Traore chance, right?
Yeah, yeah, try or yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
MLS also needs to actually
That's
curb
what I
down
was
his
saying.
attacking
I feel
instincts and
MLS,
actually,
Hmm,
and Saliba. Saliba, we can expect. Obviously, he has been performing at a high level for most of the
hmm,
season and 2 3 years now. But I think this game will say a lot about MLS because obviously he's young and
hmm,
he's having so much more to grow. But he has a big role because Kivior will mostly play in his side, like so he will have to cover for Kivior, and I think his main role will be defensive more than attacking, like in this game because obviously he will attack because he goes into midfield, but like he needs to be on it in the defense because
okay.
obviously
Hmm,
you can say the Everton was not a penalty and not those
hmm,
all things were there, but he
hmm,
got
hmm,
into a situation which was not which was like going to give a decision to the referee.
hmm, hmm,
We
hmm,
know against Real Madrid in these big games the
hmm,
decisions tend to favor
hmm,
them,
hmm.
so we need to stay away from those situations. Yeah.
We'll take in two comments and then we'll continue. Okay. Um, now, last set, we have a jersey day tomorrow in college. I'm going to represent the club in the college.
That's so cool.
Come on, you
I
can.
remember I
Great.
remember wearing jerseys even during traditional day, bro.
Bro, you're wearing jersey when Arsenal are on the. I don't know about Parth, but me and Salu wore the Arsenal jersey when we were in the absolute shit. Oh,
We
Uh,
wore jersey during
especially
our banter era. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we wore the Arsenal jersey when Arsenal lost in that Olympiacos game against
I
Olympiacos.
have done that.
So Olympiacos game was
I've worn it after that Chelsea 4-2, bro, because I remember it was just the day the UEL final.
Yeah, yeah.
against
Luckily,
Chelsea because I
luckily I
remember
was
it
not there.
happened on 30th or 31st,
Mm.
and then I was, I think, in ninth standard that time. And then after, obviously, in school, after school, we used to have like football practice. And then I ended up wearing an Arsenal jersey, and all my friends were Chelsea friends back then. So they ended up, and
I
then they just
remember
made fun of us.
it was like fasting time that time, and I
Mhm.
wanted to swear so badly after that match, and I couldn't
Yeah, so it was Ramadan time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
because yeah.
Oh,
I
but yeah.
remember the Olympiacos after Aubameyang miss, me and Sucheet were like proper like speechless,
Mm.
like speech like literally for 5 minutes we couldn't like say what to say. Like you had one chance and you fell to your best player and he missed.
Oh, but that bicep.
That time Oba was good also. Yeah,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Gary says, I want Madrid to score.
nah, just the eyebrow raise. Yeah, I don't
And
know
then,
how to do.
and then he'll do this. Then the crowd will go mad. Then one BJ will come playing. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't.
If you beat us, just beat us. Don't beat us by breaking our hearts.
I
Yeah.
Uh,
also think the relationship between Arsenal fans and Real Madrid fans is still respectable type, no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not that bad.
Because they haven't faced us much.
we played them only like twice.
Yeah.
That too when we had Henri, not
That
like
time
now.
Henri and like R9 and all, they
I
had
mean,
good relations and all. Like,
also
Mm.
for a fact that Real Madrid fans are like more of, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, but it's
honestly,
just
I
like
feel
that.
I honestly Real Madrid fans they don't really consider Arsenal a threat. So that's why it's like
Exactly.
that's why
All
it's
of all of Real Madrid is all about Barca, Barcelona, and all of that. So yeah, we don't really mean
And
much.
I
So
can't
it's
even
fine.
blame them, to be honest, because they know that they have that pedigree. Like La
yeah,
Liga
yeah.
pedigree, obviously
I'm
they
not
have.
blaming them. Like they are
Yeah,
not, honestly we are not at Real Madrid's level. Like right till yeah we are not. Yeah,
We are
can
14-time FA Cup winner. Okay, there are levels to this. How many FA Cup
if
did
you,
they win?
yeah, how many FA Cups do Real
they
Madrid
were
have?
invited to the FA Cup,
Yes.
they probably win it on the first right.
If you combine Arsenal's and Real Madrid's Champions Leagues also, we have a total
Mm.
of 15, which is like
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Arsenal need to goal lead. Okay, since you
Arsenal need
brought
to
this
win,
up,
bro.
no, since you brought this up, right? An interesting stat is that Arsenal haven't conceded more than 2 goals in any game.
We did though
Draw.
in the
Draw.
More
PSV
than two
second
goals.
leg. Yeah, it was 2-2.
It's true.
Yeah.
More than two goals you've not considered.
That's more than two. You're
You
not
said
conceded.
more. Okay, okay. I
Yeah.
thought you said two
I
goals.
think the last time we considered two
Sorry,
goals was
sorry.
against
Southampton 3-all.
Southampton. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Hmm?
game, I think Lacazette ended up clutching it.
Hmm, hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that Ramsdale mistake.
And
Oh yeah, Ramsdale saw a bird, and then he said that, yeah, this is the bird. This
Thomas
is where I'm
Partey,
gonna
man.
comment.
Thomas Partey skied it in the last minute of the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
It's still one of the best gifs on internet.
and then Trossard
Uh-huh.
hitting the bar in the like last
Yep.
in the
Hmm,
No, it
hmm,
was
hmm.
Trossard or Rice. I think. No, no, Rice wasn't there. Right,
Rice
right,
no, it
right.
wasn't
was
there,
Yeah,
right?
Trossard
Rice
hitting.
wasn't. Rice
yeah, yeah.
wasn't.
It was the black color kit. No, no, no.
No, no, it
Which
was
kit
No,
was
it
it?
was
Trossard.
the red one.
Right, right.
Ah, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, man, why are we bringing up such sad memories today? Like I don't know. Like
Uh,
I mean, we are just embracing the history that we
we
had
talked
and how
about
we've
I
reached
was
to
surprised
play
last year
against.
when Sucheet said he
Southampton.
liked.
Bro, I
I
won't
said,
lie, but even I'm more of a Barca fan than a Real Madrid fan.
no,
I
see,
hate Barcelona.
I hate Barca.
I
Yeah.
will make this clear. I will make this very clear for once and for all. You can clip this. You can do whatever you want. I'm not even famous to be clipped. Anyways, not the point. I liked Barca only because of Messi. I have no affinity towards Barca. It's all been Messi, Neymar, and Suarez at MSN. That is all. That is all I cared about because that was like good aesthetic football. And Neymar at Barca was like you you can't hate that, man. I mean, if you're a Madrid fan, you'll probably hate it when the way Barca beat
Honestly,
them.
Real Madrid get a lot of stick for being like favored by UEFA. But if you watch the 2010s Barca and like late 2000s Barca, they got a lot of favors from UEFA, like in terms of
UEFA
refereeing.
Lona.
Yeah, so I mean that's the reason I don't really like Barca. Like even as a young guy watching the matches, I always would feel that how are they winning this match when they were like getting so many decisions towards them. Like
No, I genuinely, like Suchit said, I really enjoyed the football that they always played
you,
in their
Hmm.
prime, the times
you
I
love
watched them.
Messi, but I couldn't stand Barca honestly for some reason. Like it's even after Messi left, I thought maybe I like Barca, but I still can't stand Barca. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that club I don't like. Yeah,
I think
Hmm.
the most I've watched a team apart from Arsenal is a Barcelona or a Liverpool.
Hmm.
yeah, I would say Liverpool.
So,
Uh, I almost became a Chelsea fan because I think when I bought the 2008 2009 FIFA, that is the first FIFA ever I bought. So that time I think Anelka was part of that team. So
Mhm.
basically, pass the ball to Anelka, you run because he had that pace in that game. So you just run. So I just chose him.
mm,
Right. So thank God I didn't become a Chelsea fan because life would have been shit. But yeah, almost became a Chelsea
I
fan.
mean, it would have been good for some time and then become shit. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Our ultras are coming for second leg in Ceballos and Mendy are also coming back. We need Ceballos to control the.
Ashburton
We,
Army is
Ceballos,
also coming to
Ceballos will
Santiago.
get emotional, bro. He's not gonna perform against an Arsenal that just redeemed his career.
No, but
Mhm.
Ceballos knows his deal, bro.
Ultras, even Ashburton Army is there. We will bring the black colored
And
hoodies.
Ashburton Army are running a big T4
Yeah,
the first leg. So GG to Real Madrid for that. But obviously their atmosphere is something crazy only. But once you all come at our atmosphere, we will give you what you have to take.
I think we'll win the second leg. No problem. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. It's easy, man.
It's
Come on.
easy only. It's nothing. It's
Uh,
Valencia, nah.
white
Yeah, Valencia beat them, man. Why can't we?
white colored jersey.
Valencia
Arsenal
beat them
players.
at the Bernabeu.
No, no. See,
Valencia
Arsenal
that
players will
haven't
see
won an
white
away
colored
game
jersey and
this.
they'll be like,
Yep.
"Oh, it's Tottenham," and they'll beat them. They'll forget it's Real Madrid. Yeah.
Arnav says, but I also like Barca more than Madrid. When I was a kid, I used to like Messi and Neymar. When I used to play in school, I tried. Yeah, see,
I
The
don't
the
exactly.
think
Rack the
like our
Rakuten jersey
generation.
and a
I don't
Messi
think
at the
Mm.
there's a
back.
single kid who hasn't liked Neymar. Like growing up,
Yeah,
like
I think yeah,
Neymar.
Neymar is the one. Yeah, Neymar is someone you can't just hate. I mean, like I know people who like very like, what do we say?
No,
Too
you,
tacticals, how
if
they
you
call.
watch football statistically, you will kind of like say, "Oh, Neymar wasn't all that." But
Yeah,
growing up,
that's what.
what you like
Mm.
about football is like tricks and
Mm.
flicks and everything. And
Mm.
Neymar was
Neymar
Yeah,
is
that's what.
like one of those players like you would want to mimic on a ground.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
apart from that,
Mm.
he's one of those players who deserve to win a Ballon d'Or, but he came in the
Mm.
wrong era.
Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
100%.
True. True. Um, Sanchez says
Neymar
peak.
basically played the football that is alien in this modern footballing world.
Exactly.
Oh,
Imagine,
speaking of
bro.
aliens, right? In Colombia, second league or something, or in the main league, people were getting yellow carded for showboating. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys saw
you
that.
saw you
You
saw
saw
Yes.
Brazil
Depay's
league.
you saw Depay's
Depay,
sentence
Yeah, yeah,
yesterday.
Depay.
Depay
Yeah.
one. I was going to say he
He's
stood
like,
over the
I
ball. Now it's
came
banned in Brazil league.
I came to Brazil for the showboating, and
Hmm.
now that I step on the ball, the whole rule only changes,
Yeah,
which is
Exactly.
quite
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Football is a game for spectacle. Obviously, it is for entertainment in the end of the
happened with
day.
Neymar
Standing on turf.
against Atletico Bilbao. He did the rainbow flick, and then Atletico
Mhm.
Bilbao players like, "Oh, it's disrespectful," and all.
Even randomly,
Yes,
any panenka you take in penalties, you
Uh,
saw Donnarumma the other day. He went on that player who took a panenka against him. I don't know which team it was, but any panenka you take is obviously a moment of disrespect for the keeper because you sit the keeper down and do it to him in slow motion
hmm. No,
because it is a big disrespect.
I still think Cole Palmer's Penenka was the best one, right? I think Parth will
Yeah,
support that
yeah.
one. Anyways, I will take. Sanchez says peak Wenger ball was better than Tiki Taka or any other play style. I hate pretending. See, the problem is that I was not born. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know about peak Wenger ball,
No, peak
but
Wenger ball was recently, bro. 2014, 15,
but
16.
I would say that somewhat Tiki Taka is a bit like overrated in terms of aesthetics.
Yeah.
Like like some when
Nah.
Barca were like when, in Barcelona when they were at their best, yes, Tiki Taka was amazing. But there were
Mm.
some games where Barcelona would just like pass it around, and it would
Uh,
be so boring, honestly. Like and it
It used to be boring to watch, but that is what used to make the difference in terms
no, no,
of
yeah, that's what I'm
putting
saying.
that
I
energy
said it.
out for the opposition.
I said aesthetically, it is a bit
Yeah.
overrated. Yeah, like people say like, oh, Tiki Taka is like, oh, it was so much fun to watch all the time. I don't agree with
mhm.
that. Like there were some many times I watch Barcelona, I would be like, just do something, man. Just
Mm,
passing 100 times between the midfield and defense.
mm,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
is basically the same conversation of foreplay and no penetration, bro. That's just there in that's just there a football. It's a footballing term. I'm not saying any other aspect of this term. I'm saying the footballing term of penetration is like holding the ball onto so much, not in any other aspect, but holding onto the ball so much and not actually making the difference, bro. You, if you have possession, you're meant to actually take shots, right? And this is
exactly.
what a complaint from a normal Arsenal fan has been this season as well. So
that
No
we
just be
bad
don't
aware.
also
penetrate.
from Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, shut up, shut up. I want a World Cup referee. No, I want World Cup referee for both legs. Don't tell me second leg because I know the second leg will be at one
Give
another.
us the referee version of Trossard, man. That Clement Turpan, man. He's
Yeah,
good,
he's a
man.
good referee.
Yeah,
Trust,
he's a
trust,
good
yeah.
referee.
Vipra, hey, Vipra, bro, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. Do let us know what are your opinions regarding the Arsenal versus Madrid thing. Something that you want to discuss as well. Do let us know. Yeah. Now I want to come back. Okay. World Cup final referee Argentina versus
Yeah,
France.
yeah.
He was good.
he was decent as well.
Yeah, decent. Yeah. Okay. Now I want to talk about Arsenal defense, right? I know that Magalhaes is injured. I know people have been debating Kivior or Ben White. Why Kivior makes a lot of sense because he's left-footed and keep maintaining that balance at Haki, right-footed right RCB and left-footed LCB. I get that point, but if you look into the player, right? If you have Ben White in that LCB position, I think the confidence that Saliba and MLS would have in that backline would be a lot better than Kivior starting there because whenever Kivior has started as an LCB, agreed that he's done well in some games, but in a high intensity game, he's always been under like the pump. He's always been the weak link in that defense. So in such a game, in such a high intensity game where the stakes are very, very high, would you start Kivior or would you start Ben White? I know an 80%, in my opinion, in 80% fit, Ben White is still better than a fully fit Kivior, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
What did you
Uh,
say? What was your opinion? Last opinion?
Damn. I said
Equal
I
in
didn't
it.
hear it.
80%
80%
White is
white
better.
starts over 100% keep your.
Okay.
So what do you
Nah,
guys
see,
think?
I
But
held this
but the
opinion.
fact is that Ben White isn't at 80% currently.
I thing is,
But
I
Arteta
held this
said he was
opinion, this
confident that
exact opinion of White starting over KVR, come what may. But now that I think about it,
Hmm.
uh, do I really think that Ben White is fit to an extent where he'll be able to deliver against Real Madrid? Having seen what he did against Everton, he looked very sketchy. I mean,
Hmm.
not sketchy when it
Hmm.
came to making decisions, but you could see that he was a yard slower than everyone else, and
Hmm.
he wasn't at it. And Kivior has had a good game, and he's left-footed,
Hmm.
which suits perfectly well with the kind of system that we employ, and where our centre backs are the ones who actually start our build up, right?
Hmm.
So it is
Hmm.
imperative to have a centre back who's comfortable in building out from the back. I'm not saying Kivior is, but I still feel that Kivior on the left hand side will be a better fit than White in the left hand side,
Hmm.
considering the fitness levels and
Hmm.
considering the tactical nuances that a
Also,
left
also,
footed centre
Hmm.
back brings.
Hmm.
also,
Hmm.
I think if Ben White plays in the center
Hmm.
back, I think it's Saliba playing left center back and Ben White playing the right
Yeah,
center
yeah,
back.
I agree, I agree, I
Okay,
agree.
so if I made that mistake that Saliba was starting as an RCB. Okay, if he starts as an LCB, Saliba as an LCB, and Ben White as an RCB, right? So we are practically seeing Rodrigo and Mbappe against MLS and Saliba. I think that is still good because on the other side you have Ben White and Timber because Timber is very very good at locking in Vinicius. We've seen Timber do very well against uh, a winger who's very pacey and very who knows how to use his tricks properly, right? So I think Timber and Ben White, Saliba and MLS is a decent pairing to have in the back line because I know the confidence that Kiwior is coming into this game. He done well against Everton.
Yeah.
The goal that we conceded was also nobody's fault, and all those long ball pingings from the backline all the way to uh, behind the defense has all been perfect.
Mm, nah, I would
Hmm.
disagree with this. He's
Okay.
very good at distributing play, but when
Hmm.
it comes to facing a team like Real Madrid, you can't execute your skills at the highest level, right? Even if
Hmm.
you know that you can do it, and
Hmm.
if he misplaces a pass, he'll obviously get underconfident and not do that often, which is my worry. But
Hmm.
that's a point we'll have to take because we've got
That's what
Wasn't it
I feel too. I feel Kivior only issue is mentality. If
Hmm.
he if he gets
confidence?
up and
Yes.
if he gets up and feels today I'm going to dominate, and
Hmm.
he actually goes and does it,
Hmm.
then okay, I think it's better. And I feel honestly Ben White would only get into the current team in this current state only if
Hmm.
he was going to play RB and give us that triangle of Odegaard, Saka, and White again.
Uh,
Because
which
we,
again is a good shout actually.
yeah,
hmm.
Because whenever I've seen Timber play as the centre back, he's done very well.
yeah.
Hmm. True.
So
But
maybe
again,
maybe Arteta
wha-
just throws that curveball, but I doubt it. I
Hmm.
doubt it.
yeah.
I feel Kivior, he's gotten two starts basically. Gabriel was gone for 15
I think
minutes. So yeah.
I think what will happen majorly is Kiwior will start the game if we are in possession and we have control of the game. What we will see
Hmm.
is Kiwior coming out, White playing as a right center back, and Timber holding center back.
Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
Yeah.
majorly what's going to happen. Because
Mhm.
see, as much as Ben White can get exposed at right back, he'll have Saliba behind him. And
Hmm.
if Saliba is not really covering Mbappe,
Hmm.
Timber would hold him.
Hmm.
And then Partey has to be at his best of his game to read Bellingham's game,
Hmm.
whatever
Hmm.
runs he makes. So I think it is a very good shout to have White play as a right back at some point in the game,
Yeah.
solely because of how he can overlap and underlap runs. Because
Because
we saw this against Everton as well, and Waneri doesn't take actual advantage of this situation, but Saka and Odegaard actually do.
yeah,
So
there is no doubt that our highest creative outlet is the triangle between Odegaard, Saka, and White.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
even when Timber is playing good attackingly, there's still that something missing between White and Saka. They have much more like wavelength, I feel. Yeah, so maybe it's something tactically Arteta. I think tactically the best thing for Arteta would be to hold on to White till
Hmm.
the end of the second half, like near the end of the middle of the second half. Yeah, so that then he analyzes the game.
From what you guys are saying, right? I feel it could be like that game. I think we played against City this season at Etihad, or the
City
game
Ground.
last season at Etihad. We were waiting for Pep to make that change so that we can make the tactical change. I forgot against which team or which year, because like how you guys are saying, if Vinicius is subbed off, maybe Ben White will come in, because definitely Ben White will be very very good, because
Vinicius won't get subbed off.
Mhm.
no,
Any player
because
who's getting subbed off in their attack is Rodrigo,
Yeah,
because
Vinicius.
they have Guler and Hendrick coming from the bench.
Vinicius
So
will play
both are
90.
left footers.
Yeah,
because Vinicius is very like what do we say? He's he's prone to getting suspended, because I just read something officially from UEFA. There's nothing. Damn it.
but he's not on a
I think,
yellow.
yeah, suspensions will be on the back of the mind of both managers, to be honest, at least for the
Mm-hmm.
first leg. And what I've read
I
is, even if you pick up a second, if even if in the second leg you pick up a yellow card, you're gonna miss the first match of the semifinals.
No. It's getting
Yeah,
refreshed
No,
after
no, it's refreshed after semi.
it gets
it's
refreshed in the
but I did read
semi-finals.
somewhere, bro.
no. So officially from UEFA, from UCL, it says that UEFA rule states that a player with suspend will be suspended. Oh, will be suspended for 3, 5, 7, and 9 yellow cards.
Hmm.
Okay,
That is why Vinicius and Vasquez are also like one a yellow card away from suspension.
Yeah,
okay. Vinny already got three before itself.
For more than 3. It's Vinicius, man. He'll
bro.
always be
Real
complete.
Madrid have like 33 yellow cards in the UCL
Hmm.
this season.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
the
you know the
only
reasons
person
as to
I'm
why it happens. But yeah.
yeah, the only person I'm concerned about not getting a yellow card is Declan Rice, man. If he gets a yellow,
Bro, to me, Timber
it's
is
done.
equally important. Timber
Timber
is
and
equally
Oh, sorry,
important.
yeah.
You-
Both could get yellow cards, and we will be totally
Uh,
destroyed.
Exactly.
Versus Bayern last year, did any of our key player get an yellow card? No, right?
No,
We
no,
no.
no,
ended
no.
up we ended up being safe.
Yeah,
Mm.
So
I mean,
for
I think
sure, our
we
luck is
ended
gonna
up
be running
starting
out this
Kivior
year.
at
And
left back. Yeah,
and even the yellow that Rice picked against PSV,
Porto.
it was so unnecessary. No, this season
Oh
PSV,
yeah.
he was
Uh-huh.
about to
Mm.
get subbed off. He committed a foul and got a yellow.
Mm. True,
yeah.
true.
Even
Uh,
Sterling
we-
did the same against PSV last minute.
Sterling, he suspended, man. Real is lucky to have Sterling suspended.
Yeah,
Oh, Sterling
Be-
suspended for this game.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
literally last minute of the game, he got a yellow card against
Mm.
PSV.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow, he wanted an
Uh,
extended break.
we'll take in few comments, okay? Vipra says, I'm being optimistic for the first leg, but I would have been relaxed if Gabriel was available. Let's hope for good. So, yeah. Gary
Also,
says, yeah. Tell,
you
tell,
know
tell.
what I think? I think, see, Saka will obviously start
Mm.
versus Real Madrid, even if
Mm.
he's half fit. But I think midweek, who are we playing? I think for that game he will be benched.
Brentford.
yeah.
I
Mm.
think he'll be benched for that game so that
Mm.
he conserves his energy, gets his stuff back, and then plays again against Real Madrid.
Mm.
Because we can't risk it again. He isn't surely fit for Real Madrid directly to play.
Mm.
Whatever minutes
Mm.
he gets today, then one area can come off the bench
E-
late,
I
even
still
obviously.
feel having
even some
Baneri and
of
Trossard
even
is not
some of
bad.
his actions, even some of his actions against Everton were a bit conservative. He wasn't going
Yeah.
Yeah, he
full.
wasn't going
Yeah.
full tilt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. True. Um, to all the concurrent people watching, 10 to 11 people, thank you so much. I hope you're smashing the like button, and I hope you guys are subscribed as well. The next comment, Gary, Arteta says we need people playing every single ball with us. That's going to make a huge difference.
I think Arteta in the night he sits and writes lines. Today I will say this in the press conference.
This is what Saka also said. No?
Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
literally say the same things like in the
Mhm.
conference. Just
Yeah,
Odegaard as
bro.
well.
Obviously, every footballer or
yeah, yeah.
media
I mean,
professional has to be PR trained now,
Mhm.
considering how behind everyone is behind
but with
Arteta's
Arteta you can
words.
kind of project what he's going to say. Like he has similar words, like
Mhm.
yeah,
He
Bro,
did the
even
same
if he
against
doesn't
Porto.
say something, even if
togetherness.
yeah, the family part also of the Sergio
Mhm.
Conceição, I was just saying he's attacked my family and stuff like that. Yes, bro, and
Uh,
even if Arteta doesn't say things, the
mhm.
media portrays him to say that stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
You see the Carabao Cup ball. I had
Yeah,
this
yeah,
conversation with
exactly that.
Ainsley. I had this
Uh-huh.
conversation with Ainsley, and he actually thought this wasn't. This is Arteta making an excuse. He didn't know. See, this is what is the end product of it. He didn't know
Mhm.
that. Again, today I read a tweet from Opta saying
Mhm.
that uh, Arsenal have had the most 50-50 decisions go on their way. This
Mhm.
was again first posted on 1st of April,
First of
April Fool's
April.
Day. Okay,
Mhm.
leave. They posted 13 more posts on that day. But you
Mhm.
tell me, what is the data backing to collect 50-50 duels? What is the data? Has this
Uh-huh.
stat ever come up before April Fool's Day against Arsenal? No, it's never.
Never,
All
never.
Liverpool fans have piled up on that. They're like, oh, but Arsenal always said they have injuries, they get
They are right,
penalties, they
but they are
concede
right,
penalties, they
man.
get red cards.
They are right. They are right. They are right. I concur.
Hmm. Uh, English says no way Mbappe is going to play against some keep. Okay, no comments.
He plays against Dudley Dursley whenever he's facing Barca in Pau Kubarsi, man. Please.
If I'm not wrong, Kivior has played against Mbappe.
yeah. I think Poland
Poland
versus
versus
France
France.
Poland was France.
in World Cup.
Uh,
Let's just say
Gary says at this
Poland
stage you need your
versus.
home stadium to create a special atmosphere for momentum. Don't just come to watch, come to play with us.
Oh yeah, they were in the same Euro group, bro.
I
Let's
think it
see
was
how
a
it
draw.
felt. Yeah, draw 1-1.
Mm-hmm. No, I
Mbappe scored
remember
a
one.
penalty, Lewandowski scored a penalty.
That was a dead
Kivior,
game. I remember. Yeah.
Kivior
Mhm.
6.5 rating, Mbappe 8.5 rating. Make of that what you will.
Spooky.
Uh, what's
I think
Oh,
Mikel?
oh,
that is why Arteta is asking the fans to come and play the game with them in case
Mhm.
Kivior has a stinker.
Jakub Kivior committed a foul leading to a penalty for France, which Mbappe scored. You can't make this up. I'll just show it to you, bro.
No, I don't
Mbappe
want to
is
say. I
such
don't.
a
It's fine. It
okay,
is fine. It is.
fair.
It's fine.
No,
I'm good.
but this is
That's the entire
really,
debate
man.
I had. Like,
This is one thing that we don't need to do, and I feel
This is
bad
this is
for
gonna be my
Kivior,
next
man.
tweet, bro. This is
Yeah,
going to be
I
my next
honestly
tweet.
feel bad for Kivior. That guy has done nothing wrong, man. Still, he gets portrayed like some bum.
Hmm.
no, but that's what I feel like. Sometimes against Real Madrid, like as Sucheet said, like just
Hmm.
play your best guys. Yeah,
Hmm.
like tactics
We
and all
can't.
is like,
We don't have our best guy.
yeah, I know. We don't have Gabriel, but I think after Gabriel, Timber and White are our best
We don't
guys.
even have Havertz. Imagine Havertz in this game. Would have been
He
insane
would
because
have
of
made
that.
a big difference, man. I'm not even lying. For all the slander
Considering a
that he
team that
gets.
gave, considering a team that wanted to sign him,
Hmm.
I think that would be an
No, we look
additional
at the guys.
factor.
Hmm.
Jesus would have contributed in this game. Havertz would have contributed.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
can we say?
Um, what is the news on Califury? It's the same news that you have. We have no idea. He's
He
not
had
fit.
such a freak
Still
injury.
the
He
sexiest
still
footballer in
pisses
the
me
league.
off. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's
Yeah.
left-footed. He maybe he would have played centre back if Gabriel was injured. Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know.
We'll come to this. We'll come to this comment after we take the rest. Okay. If this game goes to penalties at Bernabeu, Arsenal will win it because there's a record in UCL. No team has won
That's a
twice.
Man,
good. That's a good stat though.
if Real Madrid sees David Raya saving penalties, man, they'll just laugh it off. I'm not even lying.
Bro, what did
Yeah.
David Raya do the other day?
Yeah, that was a.
He dives before the penalty is even taken.
Mhm.
Every time. And Johan Garcia, the guy we are signing, has saved
Mhm.
penalties against Real Madrid.
The last game.
I think he saved 2 penalties. I think so that too in
Yeah.
one match.
Uh,
Yeah,
mhm. uh,
can't say, but penalties. Even if you dive the wrong way, the guy hits the post. Who knows?
but
Yeah.
And even if the guy hits the penalty, it somehow ends up being a two-footed penalty when it's against Real
Yeah.
Madrid. So you
exactly.
can't say shit.
Um, okay, Sachin says we can't have a half-fit White and a half-fit Saka on the right wing. Timber and Saliba are needed to lock Mbappe and Vinny since both cut in from the left half
Yeah.
space.
True.
True.
True. Vinny and Rodrigo record in the is a different level, man. Rodrigo always scores. I, we
We
know
know.
him.
we have known this.
See, all these years we've seen it as a neutral fan, right? We had nothing to do. For the first time, we're facing all
Gary
this.
Gary just comes in and flexes all his play starts, man. Crazy.
But
Yeah,
honestly, if you don't have any like team left, your team is not in the Champions League. Real Madrid is the best team to follow.
Yeah.
It's like just
Mhm.
enjoy, watch them.
Porto last year, remember, David is saving us.
Yeah, he did
Hmm.
save us.
That was the last time he was any good at penalties, man.
No, he saved a penalty this year in
Oh,
Champions
sorry, shit, sorry. I take
Yeah.
my words back.
League.
I
Yeah,
take my words back. I'm sorry.
double save that too. Yeah,
sorry.
Uh, Mikel Arteta, Ancelotti, he's an inspiration to me. Everyone is an inspiration for Arteta. You ask him
I,
Luis
I would
Enrique,
I would I
Stop
would I would love it if
cap.
he just says I don't care who Ancelotti is. I want to beat him.
Stop
uh,
the
The
wordplay,
media would
bro.
eat him
Ancelotti is just
alive.
an ex-Everton
Bro,
coach.
anyway, if he tells anything, media eats him alive. They
mhm.
just embrace the villain role. Yeah,
I think he
And,
has faced Ancelotti when he was at Everton, for sure.
yeah,
no, not sure.
Yeah,
yeah. And I think we
Mhm.
lost at Goodison, I
after
think.
lockdown. After
Yeah,
Mhm.
lockdown it was.
we lost.
DCL,
And
right?
that
Dominic
too,
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin.
DCL
this is
scored, I
his
think so.
second stint at Real Madrid, by the way.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's an inspiration to me. He's been able to win everything in many countries while transmitting calm and
bro just said that he's aura.
Yeah.
He has aura.
uh, we'll come to this one, right? Okay.
yeah.
Tell me Arsenal's lineup for tomorrow. Starting lineup, defense, Raya, obviously, Timber,
But why not
Saliba.
Neto? Hmm.
Yeah, we can actually, man.
Yeah, just throw something different at Real Madrid.
Sure.
Yeah,
We're throwing for Arsenal. I still can't believe how he dived when he's outside the box, not inside.
Oh, Girona game,
A backing
scary.
at MLS, Kivior, Saliba, Timber, Partey, Declan Odegaard, starting
one question: what if Arteta throws the curveball and starts party at right back?
I've seen those shouts. I've actually seen those shouts. If that is the case, then who will be in the midfield?
I think with Timber coming back, that won't happen. But if Timber was injured, for sure he's taking right back.
Hmm, hmm,
For
hmm,
Maybe
sure.
in
true.
hypothetical scenario, if Partey plays RB, then
Hmm.
Merino, Rice, Odegaard, and then Trossard plays striker. Yeah.
I
No,
can
I
see that
think maybe
happening.
Jorginho and Partey would hold the midfield
Oh yeah, Georgie. Do you think I know Jorginho is a
because
nice
Jorginho has
piece.
played advanced from the left
You
end.
could probably sneak in Jorginho just because there's another guy, Modric, who's 40 years old, and you can like have like those two guys just fight it,
Unction, the
just,
unction.
just fight it out over there, and these other two midfielders can do the
Yes,
top
Hmm,
work.
hmm,
yes.
hmm.
Yeah,
And the front three would be Saka, Merino, and Martinelli.
I think it was that season only where Jorginho came third in the Ballon d'Or and Modric
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep,
won
yep,
it,
yep,
right?
yep. Hmm, hmm, hmm.
The most dead ass
No, no,
Ballon d'Or
no.
ceremony ever.
That season, that was not the season when Modric won the Ballon d'Or.
It is a different
Jorginho
season,
won
bro.
the
Jorginho won when
when
Euros
Messi
they
won.
won, right?
When
Euros,
Messi
Yeah,
won.
yeah, 2021.
Ah,
yeah.
ah,
Yeah, when
2021.
Messi
Yeah.
won.
Crazy, bro. Imagine a defensive midfielder coming third in that time. Obviously,
Hmm,
Rodri has won it now, but yeah, competition is lesser now.
hmm.
Wait on
Uh,
us.
this is this is a nice question. What is the best way to neutralize Valverde? That guy is a real threat, which people often don't address. True.
Tell him that we're gonna meet you in the parking lot.
Wallahi.
The best way to do is like start Jorginho and then just tell him first minute go and take a red card and take out his
Wow,
anger.
wow, wow,
Yeah.
I
wow,
think
wow.
Martinelli will have lots of things to do in terms of
Yep.
keeping Valverde
Hmm,
quiet.
hmm, hmm, hmm. I,
You
but I
have
think, see, so far Valverde has not played against a very pacey left winger, right? Who has he played against as a pacey
He's
left
faced,
winger?
he's faced.
Rafinha.
Yeah.
Rafinha, no. For
But
Rafinha,
left-footed Rafinha.
exactly.
but
I think
the
there are
only
quite a lot
danger
in
for
La Liga
me,
that is faced.
see,
Nico
see,
Williams is
he's
faced, bro.
Yeah.
Any idea how he fared against Nico Williams? I know that
Touches.
Martinelli is not as as trickery as people say, but
you know,
The thing is, it's not about
with
defense. The way
hmm,
exactly, exactly. It's not about how Valverde locks down Martinelli.
hmm,
For me, the bigger threat is him playing balls to Rodrigo. And
hmm,
you watch all of Madrid games, he
hmm,
basically opens up defenses for fun.
basically
It's
people
just
are
a long ball to a running winger.
hmm,
people are
hmm,
saying that why are Real Madrid going for Trent and whatnot and whatever. But if you see the way Valverde plays, that he goes
hmm,
in that area where Trent just crosses the balls
Yeah,
from, right?
yeah,
He
yeah,
does the same thing all the time. He just goes there and then he puts in balls or he'll just play in Vinicius or do something
hmm.
like that.
Nico Williams
Rodrigo,
didn't
sorry,
even
and
play
then
against Valverde.
He didn't.
He
Valverde
dug
was
the
playing. He was
Valverde
playing.
test.
He was
Hmm,
playing in midfield. Valverde.
I
That's
think
what I remember.
the best way to neutralize Valverde is to pin him back as much as possible. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the
But
only way you can.
That can
Yeah,
only be done by committing more men forward,
yeah,
hmm,
and I don't feel that we'll risk it.
hmm,
yeah.
Our press has to be immaculate, and our the numbers that we get on defense has to be
hmm,
perfect. I mean, we can't have situations where it's a 3v2 or a 4v3. We won't be able to cope with that.
Honestly, like people are talking about being scared for QVR. I'm
hmm,
actually really scared for MLS. Not because I don't believe in his like talents, but
hmm,
for such a young
Believe in
guy to play
yourself.
against like proper world class talent. I know he has passed every test till now, but
hmm,
to be very honest, in the Premier League,
He's got the difference between Kivior and MLS for me is
mentality.
the mentality.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
yeah,
But if you see the level of competition in Premier League also he has faced this year, like
hmm,
you could say the Premier League not hasn't been like really like forcing Arsenal to be in the underdog position in most games.
hmm,
Yeah, like he's proper underdog. He'll probably be the first time he's playing with Arsenal,
hmm,
and you're facing talents like Rodrigo and then
hmm,
Valverde and one side and then
I
Real Madrid.
savor a test like this, man. I'm not
No,
too
I'm
worried.
not saying he'll back down from it, but I'm
hmm,
saying maybe he'll
Yeah.
he'll be the one they might target because he's also having Kivior on that side with him.
hmm,
So
hmm,
yeah, so it's Kivior and MLS on one side.
hmm.
Yeah, so
I still back Kivior, man. He's done nothing wrong
I
to
haven't said
be
bad about
called. Nana, you haven't said that, man. The fan base says
yeah,
that about him. Like, why are we
No,
playing
I've also
someone
been
who we
guilty
have
about
to
it.
forward?
Like I had a whole debate with another fan yesterday. Thing
Yeah.
I am also with the Sucheet like statement that I would play at 80% fit white over Kivior. Yeah, but
Interesting comment from Sanchit. Rice needs to be at his absolute best tomorrow. My guy got outdone by Goretzka in 2024. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man,
I
It
feel
was Konrad Leimer and Leon Goretzka who ran the show for Bayern against us. Man, it was
Hmm.
but
a
I do
painful
feel Rice
watch.
has improved his game a lot this season. Yeah, he
Hmm.
has added layers to his game. Yeah,
It's all about the intensity, right? If we don't match the intensity, we aren't winning. We can't be defensive at our own home. I mean, yeah, we can be conservative at times, but we can't go in a shell and just, park the bus. We just can't.
honestly,
We
we
have
need.
to play our football. We have to play our football in order for Real Madrid to play the football,
That's what I'm
which is
saying.
the best bet to score
I'm.
a goal.
I think we shouldn't target like sometimes Arteta goes into a game, he targets let's keep a clean sheet and let's score how many we can.
Nah, we
Yeah.
can't
If
do
we do
that.
that, we'll 100% concede for sure
See, had
because
had the first leg been at the Bernabeu, I would have done that.
yeah.
But yeah, we have to travel to
I
Bernabeu.
feel honestly I love the new format of Champions League, but I feel the seeding should be taken for far more long because
Yeah,
they should have. I think Arsenal should have got an advantage of being so highly seeded. Yeah,
Hmm.
it should have been second leg at home. Yeah,
Gary Bro says, this guy. Fede is different animal, man. You cannot stop him. Agreed. Exactly. I'm concerned for his long range shot. I'm concerned for him pinging the ball to Rodrigo.
Yeah,
Which.
long range shot is a big thing because they have these certain corner routines that they play, short corners, and they
Hmm.
yeah.
wait for Valverde at the edge of the box to just
basically
smash the
Valverde does
ball.
what Cruz used to do. That's all. Yeah, like
Hmm.
No, it's
Cruz
not
used
just
to.
that's all, but it's more.
No, I mean in corners. I'm saying like when he used to
Yeah, yeah.
come and like
Hmm.
shoot from far.
Hmm. 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 Yeah. I'm excited for MLS to be okay. Um, so far we've had people who are talking pro Arsenal and didn't watch much of Madrid. We definitely have a Madrid person who does watch. I mean,
On
we have
tap,
an
bro.
Ars, yeah,
100%.
an Arsenal fan who watches a lot of Madrid as well. Hi Raja, how are you?
Not a lot, but to an extent. Hello, guys. How are you? Been a while.
Good.
Right.
Been a while is an understatement, but okay. Yeah. What are your thoughts about the game, man? Uh, we we are excited at the same time, very scared
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
excited as well.
Mm.
See, I've been supporting both clubs for more than a decade now.
Uh,
First time I'm watching both teams play against each other, so I'm quite
mm,
excited.
mm. You got fans as well. Hi, Raja, bro.
Hi, Gary,
Yeah.
bro.
Any thoughts on this point, though? This one. What is the best way to neutralize Freddy? Because for now we have Aarush saying that we need to inculcate violence. Uh,
That was me.
You can't, you
no.
can't do that with him. Like the guy
Mm,
moves at like a bullet train. Like he's one of the quickest players in Madrid team,
mm,
easily.
mm.
He
Yeah,
he literally
mm.
covers two players. Yeah, yeah. What?
No, I personally feel like the last two games I've noticed MLS. Yeah, MLS have those overlapping runs as well. Before I've seen him just run till the halfway line and just come into the midfield. But I think the last two games I've seen him having those overlapping runs. I think that would be key to like neutralize Valverde coming into the midfield
We have
because
to do that.
if he
Yeah.
yeah if he try to make sure that he focuses on the right back duties, I think we will nullify a lot of what do you say physicality in the midfield and a lot of creativity that comes into like
This
making sure Rodrigo
Yeah,
commits right.
this is a similar
But
tactic that City adopted against Real in the first
Mm,
leg, where they lost the game 3-2, where City was much the better side, but
mm,
they ultimately lost on moments. This
mm,
is
mm,
something similar that they employed against them, and it
mm,
worked.
see,
mm,
like
mm,
in position, Valverde might be right back, but like
mm.
when they are on the ball, he'll move everywhere. I mean, the
Yeah, yeah,
guy can cover a lot of ground, and he can, carry the ball from the right half space, and like he can create a
mm,
lot of chaos.
mm,
Love a player like that.
mm.
Next level guy.
I mean, I've not done enough research. I don't think we have enough data to find out like if Valverde actually played against a pacey right back, against a pacey left winger. So we'll have to see how that happens. Yeah.
He
Before we
can
go to the rest,
he
yeah. Hmm.
realize Martinelli, no worries on that. But like,
Damn,
we'll
damn, Raja.
Martin
What
will
else?
have to cope with the physicality that Valverde brings to the table as well.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah. We'll
I'm
talk
really
more.
concerned about Bellingham as well.
Hmm, hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
his in behind the way like he goes behind midfield and makes those
Hmm,
runs. I think
hmm,
Party will get caught multiple times. I think he'll be on fraud watch. Thomas Party is a big red flag for this one.
hmm, hmm, hmm. Arush, before you leave, I think we have a nice comment for you. By the way, Aarush, FC Goa lost the semifinals playing really well. I mean, both the legs, I felt FC Goa deserved that win.
History of the Arsenal, no, bro. History of the FC Goa, bro. It's just how it is. 11 seasons played, nine semifinals played throughout the competition. No
Hmm.
trophies in the end, but only disappointments. But we're just used to it at this point. But
Hmm.
ah,
Who didn't play
let's
final?
just no, we lost in the semis pro yesterday. With
No, no.
what,
Did you guys play a final? Yeah.
we played four finals, lost all four.
Wow,
And the
insane!
four finals, one of them, the opposition team's players ended up in the jail after the game
Huh?
because of
Oh yeah.
controversies.
Was it Chennai FC? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ilano rumor. You know Ilano, right? Man City legend.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Ilanu. Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up being in the jail. And people in the jail actually started taking his autograph whilst he was in the jail during a whole night being
What?
spent.
What?
I
What
think
Yeah,
after the match there was
lots
proper
of contra.
scuffle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. No,
lots of controversies have gone down.
give us some context on why was he jailed?
I think after the
There
match
were
there was like full fighting, right? Like proper
there was a
fighting.
lot of fight that
Uh,
happened. There were talks of game being this thing fixed, and there were
Hmm.
some proofs to be shown. Then there were fights with families of the teams in which Ilano was also part of,
Hmm.
which was why he was taken straight after the game to the Margao police station, right next to the ground, by the way. And there was lots of controversy, and he couldn't celebrate. He couldn't lift the trophy with the side, bro. That's how fucked up it was. So FC Goa have been at the end of lots of things, but yesterday's game, if I give you a picture, FC
Hmm.
Goa dominated at, this thing Bengaluru 90 minutes. Bengaluru had half at least one or two chances the whole game. Goa had
Hmm.
at least 30 shots yesterday, with goals coming in like the 55th minute through a free kick, and
Hmm.
then like a 89th minute goal. And
Hmm.
then what happened was this guy scored and he ended up like making fun of the opposition team's coach. This is 89th minute. Okay. Then Sunil Chetri, who, I mean, a Bengaluru side who haven't attacked in the last 45 minutes, get a chance, score from that chance in the 95th minute, when 95th minute is the last minute of the game. And
Uh,
this is how FC Goa end up losing.
the
And this
ties.
Wait,
is
why does this remind me of Arsenal? Yeah,
exactly, we are very coded like that, bro. I
this
don't know. And
might repeat versus Madrid.
this was FC Goa's coach's last game, who is also India's coach, by the way,
hmm.
Manolo
Hmm.
Marquez.
Manolo Marquez. Yeah.
So yeah, so that ended up happening. I just saw the score of the other game today, Atletico Mohan Bagan versus Jamshedpur. Go to
Hmm.
see. Again, same shit happened. These people were losing. Mohan Bagan were losing 2-1. They ended up
Uh,
making it a 2-0 with a goal in the 95th minute from outside the box, banger top corner goal in Salt Lake Stadium, India's most populated stadium with the
Yeah,
most
biggest.
average attendance.
hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Asia's third or
Kolkata,
fourth.
right?
Yeah, Asia's
Hmm.
third or
Hmm.
fourth, by the way.
80,000 something, right? Capacity or
Yeah,
100,000?
I
no,
think
80,000.
120,000 is official capacity or 100,000. Yeah.
Hmm.
Which is
Hmm.
just mad, bro. Imagine winning the game in that moment. And this
Uh,
game is not less controversy. When Mohun Bagan's fans went to Jamshedpur, they got lathi charged, and there
hmm.
were lots of fans that ended up bleeding because they ended up pulling their flags and stuff like that. There were lots of away fans, basically.
Lathi charge.
ISL lathi charge, yeah. The fans ended up being bleeding and stuff, and then both the clubs came out with a statement saying stuff like, "Oh, it was not our fault; it was your players' fault," and this and that shit. Lots of shit happened, bro. ISL is controversial as fuck. If you want me to explain I League, I'll tell you I League. Churchill brothers won the league one side because they ended up 1 point clear of Inter Kashi, Inter Kashi have one game not been given points because the opposition team who they played against, I think it was Real Kashmir they played against, they fielded a player who was suspended. This is the levels India is running at. They fielded a player who's suspended. These people ended up winning the game. Kashmir ended up winning the game against Kashi, Inter Kashi. And now the final decision yesterday, this guy Mohan Balancing. Kashi ended up winning the game, Inter Kashi. Churchill brothers ended up drawing the game and they won the league. In one side, Churchill brothers have gone away in Kashmir. They're celebrating that victory. And on the other side, Kashi have won against Rajasthan. They are also celebrating the victory. Final final day of the title, there are two teams celebrating, and the final laugh is going to be had in the courtroom. The court is going to decide who is the final title winner.
Where was this last season when City
Yeah,
and
man, bring.
I don't care if you lost the title. At least you had celebrated the title.
Bro, I don't know how Indian football is improving through this. At least it's showing how corrupt the whole system is behind.
Mm.
And to tell you for a fact, Inter Kashi have been formed last season.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
how have they been formed? They have the owner is part of AIFF.
Mm.
Now, if you don't believe that they are going to win the court case and Churchill brothers, who are deservedly the winners, are not going to go through, you know what is, and the winner of this goes to ISL, by the way.
Mm. Okay.
And this is just the second time a team from I League is getting promoted to ISL to improve the ISL infrastructure. And this is how they're going to get through.
Mm. I think this comment is like kind of apt, right? The I League is also facing the issues. Churchill is professional winners now. AIFF is becoming a joke day by day. Fair
Imagining
enough.
being professional winners when you've completely won the league. There are funny ass videos
I'm
where
hoping for
this
this
team
to
is
happen to
celebrating.
Liverpool. Liverpool hosts the league at Anfield, and then suddenly the Premier League cheer comes. Sorry, you're only the provisional winner.
Uh, these
This
Gora
has
Pakoras.
feels
Mm.
this has feels of this thing, bro. The Liverpool City title when Aguero scored, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
United
yeah.
thought that they won the title, but then this, but that is
2012.
like complete
Uh,
fake. These
yeah.
Gora Pakoras don't know about ISL, man. Yeah, bro. What to tell these people?
I
No
don't think
local supporter, bro.
I don't think we even have.
Bro, I know Hyderabad FC had the worst season this year. Yeah, in ISL.
Mm.
They were
Yeah, because they've gone bankrupt, bro.
Yeah, they've
Because they
gone
haven't
bankrupt.
played, they
Yeah,
haven't paid their players'
and
salaries,
they won the
and all of
ISL
the
once. They won the ISL, and then
and under Manolo,
yeah,
under
and then the
Manolo, by
next
the way.
season onwards, they just gone case.
They've
Yeah.
gone
Mm.
bankrupt. They might end the club. Like it will get
Mm.
First of
suspended.
all, they are not a regional club. They were
Yeah.
The Pune
No, they
team.
were Delhi. They were Delhi Dynamos.
Oh yeah, they were Delhi Dynamo, and then they became.
Roberto Carlos is Delhi Dynamos, by the way.
I think even Del Piero played for Delhi Dynamo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Del Piero.
Mm. Mm. Well, we'll discuss a lot more of football. Arush and Salman, do you guys have it in you to stay for some more time, or do you guys have other activities to go?
No, I have to go.
Okay,
Yeah, I can
thank
stay for
you.
some. Yeah.
Yeah, see you, Arush. Okay, it'll be
Bye,
the
guys.
bye bye.
Hopefully,
Bye.
inshallah, we beat Real Madrid and we come back on stream on Friday and we talk about the game. See you guys.
See ya, see ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, so Sucheet has an interesting comment. Do a combined 11 and vote for one of the panelists to post it. Without context, the meltdown on Twitter would be insane.
Sucheet will post.
I'm treading on thin ice, man. I ain't doing anything controversial.
See, if I post anything controversial, it will not get
Now
any
you're a good dude,
reach.
man. You're a good dude. Everyone loves you.
If you want more views, let's make a combined 11 and make it all Real Madrid players. We got all the Arsenal fans
No,
come
but we
to.
can legit do a combined 11, man.
Okay,
Uh,
for the
yeah,
sake of
yeah.
for the sake
Can
of
you
conversation.
bring out a screen where we can just put in players? There would be a lineup builder.
Okay, we'll open up lineup builder.
Hmm.
Lineup builder.
Oh,
Yeah.
keeper obviously Courtois. Like let's just get it out of the way.
Let's start.
Yeah, obviously.
Hold on.
Okay, let me just see if I can share my screen. Sanchit, man, you see what has happened? Window, no, not window, not open window. Uh, Formation. Cool. Is it visible?
Just do a normal 4-3-3. We can do a
Okay.
4-3-3.
Um, I think we'll just move it depending. Okay, it's fine. So goalkeeper would be
Courtois.
Courtois.
Come on, man.
Will have to be Courtois.
Obviously. There's no need to discuss. Yeah.
uh,
Th- Are you editing? Can't hear see anything.
no, I'm not editing 1 second. Okay. Oh, yeah.
What is this formation? This is not 1950s.
Abbe,
You
I'll
can
change
do.
now.
You can. I think you can
You
go
can
in the
change it from
options and yeah.
I'll change it like this. Don't worry. Okay. Center back pairing.
Saliba Rudiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliga Rodriguez. Since Magalhaes is not here. Okay.
Yeah.
Saliba Rodriguez. Okay.
Right
Left
back
back.
Valverde. It has to be Valverde. It can't be Timber.
Left back.
What
Left
if
back.
you're putting Valverde in midfield? Then you could play Timber as right.
Yeah, we can
Uh-huh.
do that. But okay, let's go with the left back first. So it would be.
Big Gap is better.
He's better, but he won't be available, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's not fit, right? That's the whole point.
If we were to choose a left back, the options are Alaba, Fran Garcia,
Mendy
and
and
MLS.
I would still choose MLS.
MLS, yeah, 100%.
MLS.
Alaba is
You
vast.
can't choose Alaba
I
just
feel
because of his
Alaba
name.
only
No,
he has pedigree, but yeah, now he's not.
nah,
He's not
you
the
can't
same
choose
player.
him because of his name.
Yeah.
Right back,
Right back, JT.
I would say
Timber.
Timber. Yeah.
If you're putting Timber here, then we have to accommodate Valverde in the midfield, right?
Yeah.
He's the most obvious choice in midfield.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Rice,
Um,
Bellingham.
Rice and Bellingham.
Rice Bellingham.
Yeah.
Good also on that.
Wait, who's the creative midfielder here?
Bellingham.
Who cares
There
about
is
that,
no
man?
creative
Just keep the
midfielder for
players.
Real Madrid, and Odegaard does not get into that. No way.
Odegaard,
No chance.
Odegaard, he doesn't score as much as Jude. That's
Odegaard will be the bottle boy.
Why do you have to disrespect him like
yeah,
this?
yeah. That's okay. But yeah, Jude's better for sure.
In his current form, yeah. Not like as a whole player, but
Put
Okay.
a yeah, this thing, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Left wing
Saka,
who?
Vinicius, Mbappe.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
left wing Martinelli, Rodrigo, Vinicius.
Martinelli, come on, man.
Vinicius.
Vinny.
Still Martinelli.
Please,
Don't
please,
need to even
please.
mention him.
Neutral fan.
Let them rate him, man. Let them rate him. Okay.
See, Kamavinga is good, but like when you have Rice, Valverde, and
Valverde, man.
Man, Kamaviga is a bit. I feel there's just a name now. Like if you actually watch him sometimes.
No.
No,
It's
some.
not
I'm
quite
not
good.
saying
Not
he's
often
bad.
that.
Like
He's good, man. He's very
complete, but
Hmm.
like sometimes I feel that his name is more than his actual like sometimes his performance. Like
Hmm.
Yeah, this season he hasn't
exactly.
been good.
This season I watched him. I haven't feel he was that good.
Ancelotti has regressed Kamavinga a lot in the past year. I feel for the lad.
Because when Kamaviga initially came like as a talent, everyone like
Was
very good.
Kamaviga like,
Yep.
it was, like
Hmm.
yeah, so
Even he's come from Rennes, if I'm
yeah,
not
Ren.
mistaken.
Lille after him.
We were the first club to be linked with him, and then
Yeah,
Real Madrid.
it was us, then it was United, and then it was Real Madrid.
United. Bro, chill.
Saka or Rodrigo.
Saka,
Hmm.
Rodri. I
Honestly,
mean,
Where-
for
where did-
as good
Mbappe,
Rodrigo
bro.
is.
Where did
Yeah, Mbappe
Yeah,
is
Mbappe and
Mbappe would
number
be the
9.
striker, na?
Mbappe number
Mbappe
9,
would be number 9 in my
or
opinion.
you put Mbappe in right wing and Havertz.
Havertz, man.
Havertz up top.
So who are we having right
Havertz
now?
busy feeding his donkeys back in
Saka.
Germany?
Saka. I mean,
Saka.
for as good as
I'm sick,
Rodrigo is,
I'm sick of pretending
I
Saka
can't
is not
choose
world
him.
class.
I can't choose him over Saka. I'm sorry.
Saka is world class. I agree, but Rodrigo, UCL heritage, that X factor.
It's
Arey, for
about-
UCL heritage,
it's not about
let it
UCL
all
heritage.
be 11 Real Madrid players. I mean,
Yeah.
Ainsley says Rodrigo. See, Martinelli or Rafinha, Rodrigo or Saka. Which one?
Honestly, it's
I'll take Saka at left wing, right wing. Sorry.
Right.
Saka.
but honestly, it's not like Saka is very clear or Rodrigo. It's like really
Yeah,
tight.
100%.
Yeah, it's very
100%.
tight.
It's very close.
It's very
Let's choose Saka.
Bro,
Number
I don't know,
9.
but like in the on the right wing, I think Saka is way clearer than Rodrigo, but Rodrigo is much better player on the left wing. But like Vinny plays there, so we don't actually see him a lot in that position.
Maybe.
I think Ainsley will kill me at this point, or he'll
Merino.
unsubscribe and block me or something like that. Saka base is better than Rodrigo, but peak of Rodrigo is better than Saka. Saka doesn't get used to
I
the fit.
agree.
Oh,
I agree. No,
okay.
no, he's not wrong.
The last
Ah,
line, I don't know about the last line. Like, what do you mean by full potential?
Bukayo Saka under Mikel Arteta, uh, he is very good because he's very good. It's not because of Arteta elevating him to a level where he's been able to maximize his numbers.
interesting conversation.
I'd say the same with
What
and
are
I'd say the same with
what
Martinelli.
are Rodrigo's numbers? Check them once. He doesn't come close to Saka.
Okay.
Exactly. No, the thing that we are talking about here is the kind of system that Rodrigo plays in currently is better suited for attackers, and ours is suited for attackers, but it's not being utilized to its fullest.
Hmm.
I
Merino from
mean, we don't
So,
have players who move like who have
Yeah,
good movement
exactly.
in the box.
I
So
agree.
hmm. Hmm. So
not like it's
would you
maximized.
guys have
But
Havertz or Mbappe in this team?
Bro,
Merino.
Havertz is busy feeding his donkeys in Germany. Let him stay there.
Ah,
See
is
again,
it? Hmm.
on the Saka point, I'm not saying that Arteta has not made good use of Saka. He's
Hmm.
done what he could with Saka. He's developed him into the right winger he is,
Hmm.
but still, has Saka exploded under Arteta? No.
Is that only because of Saka and Arteta not exploiting
It's
Saka,
because
or
it's
is it
because
because
of
other
the
teams?
way Arsenal. It's because of the way Arsenal plays football.
Okay, or is it because his teammates are not at the level as him?
No,
Yeah,
no. If we go on and play more expansive football, Saka and Martinelli will 100% do better.
yeah, I agree.
Expansive, yeah, bro. I agree. Sanchez says Klopp would get the best out of Saka. Hmm.
I would agree.
I
I
agree.
would say of Martinelli. I feel Martinelli is a proper
Yeah,
Klopp kind of
yeah.
player.
He holds the same opinion about Martinelli and Klopp as well. So yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, we saw what Klopp did with Mane. I think Martinelli could do the same. Like,
Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Now the big question. On Twitter, who wants to post it? Parth or Raja?
so let me see how controversial this is. Right.
there's no
Is it real?
manager option. That would be the most controversial.
Saliba
Yeah,
Huh?
Timber
there's no
Rice
manager
Saka.
option. Yeah,
See,
Manager
manager.
option Arteta.
See, that's what I think. Many Madrid fans also agree for a fact that
They want Ancelotti sacked, by the way.
yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, even I want him gone.
Ayush says, "Bro, talk without the visual."
What?
Huh?
I mean,
I didn't understand.
Uh,
Ayush, bro, any explanation? Can't see your face. Huh?
Oh, okay. So like this occupies the center of the screen probably.
Okay. Better?
hmm
but now he'll be able to see just us and not the 11.
It's okay. We're debating, so it's
posted
fine.
about it. So
Yo.
Perfect. I mean, like, okay.
Su- Sucheet posted.
I'm posting this. 1 second. If you add this, we can't.
Isn't even that controversial, man.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
fine.
controversial. Only
Mhm.
probable
It's
controversy is like Real Madrid
Mhm.
fans would say that Rodrigo or Saka. That's the only one way.
Mhm.
Nah, I don't feel it would be that. I feel it would be MLS getting in ahead of
Ah, MLS.
Alaba.
But MLS is like taking to Frank Garcia. Um,
Bro,
The thing is, Alaba would only get
Madrid
in
fans
because
don't rate
people.
Alaba. Madrid fans don't rate Alaba. Don't worry about that.
hmm. Gary says hi, Lala, bro. Yeah.
I feel that
Mm.
it's the most unbiased 11 we could have had.
Watch how people compare Saka and Rodrigo and say Rodrigo has more
Honestly,
usage.
trophies is like the dumbest argument you can bring in a player to player comparison. Like, you can't. like if Saka played for Real Madrid, he'd also win a
And
same amount of Champions League.
Calvin Phillips gets in ahead of Declan Rice, and Jack Grealish gets in ahead of Martinelli. So yeah, it makes sense.
Nedved won the Ballon d'Or before Henry. So don't tell me that trophies is
Honestly,
what.
but that stat people act as if Nedved was some bum. Nedved was
Yeah,
actually a pretty big, very good
yeah.
player.
No, he was good, but like, are you
No,
saying
no,
that?
I'm not saying like good. He was like a proper. He was a legend of Juventus. Like he's a proper
Mhm.
legend. Like,
Mhm.
it's that's not the I think right comparison, but good comparison was Calvin Phillips and like Rice. Like Calvin Phillips has won trophies, but
Nah,
doesn't
but if we are being real, Calvin Phillips at one point was
he was good.
England's best CDM.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good in that Euros
But going to
2021.
Yeah,
City, messed him
yeah.
up. He should have never gone to
Even
City.
World Cup 2018.
Hmm.
It's good now. I like this 11. How many Arsenal players have gotten there? I think it would be four
Five,
or five.
five,
Four.
five Arsenal and 6 Madrid.
Five Arsenal. Isn't that a bit too generous? Can I see the 11 again?
No, I think because of defense we got him, which is
One,
kind of
two. Yeah, man, it's fair, man. It's fair.
because honestly, if you see in defense, Real Madrid has not been really strong this year.
Nah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
so
So, Gary had sent this message before. Arey, bro, we know.
bro,
If you
we
come
tried
around to
Zlatan, we tried Cristiano Ronaldo. That's all.
yeah,
That's
if
you don't
we
need to say
come
anything.
around to naming players who have trained or given their trials at Arsenal, there would be plenty because there's always some player who would explode, and then it would be Wenger. When Wenger was at Arsenal, this guy tried for Arsenal. He was
Yeah,
about to be signed, and
Wenger
then
No,
Wenger
no,
wanted to send
no.
N'Golo
With
Kante, but he
Valverde,
didn't
it's
have funds
different,
for
right?
800k or
Dude, we
No,
had.
with Valverde, it's different. He had his jersey printed and everything ready.
Dude, even Ibrahimovic, dude, I won't trial. Like, bro, Ibrahimovic, we had Angola Kante, Ronaldo, Messi was also explode. Then we had Mbappe. Remember Mbappe?
Mbappe, yeah.
Mbappe. This one, Valverde is
Mbappe
this
wasn't
thing.
this close. I mean, Valverde one was almost done, but like
Hmm.
at the
but Ronaldo
last
one was
second,
also
like
so close.
Yeah.
We put a
Valverde,
bid for Sporting,
Hmm.
and then United played the friendly, and then they just increased the bid to 12 million, and
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
But
Exactly.
hand to heart, would you have wanted Fede Valverde at Arsenal or someone like a Lucas Torreira and Stefan Lichtsteiner? Come on. Please don't fool around and say that you would have taken Valverde over those two. Please. Please.
16-year-old Valverde no, but
Torreira,
current
Torreira,
Valverde yes.
Torreira was genuinely very, very good. Then bro had, I mean, see,
No, honestly, Torreira was so
He
misprofiled.
had the dog in him. Let's just say he had the dog in him.
Emirates started playing him as scam after a while.
This is one point that Sanchit and I talk about a lot. But he was a number 10 again, with Unai Emery, man.
I'm
Come
like,
on.
what? And then people say Arsenal mistreated Emery. Like he was playing a guy like Torreira as a cam.
uh,
Remember his bicycle
and
kick in
also for a
Huddersfield?
fact,
1-0 at Huddersfield.
Yeah.
We won 1-0 against
Mhm.
Huddersfield and bicycle kick. Yeah.
And also for a fact that he had, I mean, his I think his mom passed away or he was having homesick issues, right? It was with Torreira.
yeah,
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 it was
it
with
happened. It
Torreira.
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, it was
It
Torreira,
was,
yeah.
see,
See,
touch wood,
issues
it
are
doesn't
there. Like
happen to any of us. Very.
some of the fans have seriously underrated how bad Emery was at some of his decisions in Arsenal. Really, honestly, like it's because it's a cool thing to hate on Arsenal. They want to hate like, oh look what Emery
Now,
is doing at
now
Villa. But
let
like, just go
Mm.
back and watch some of the decisions he has made at Arsenal. Like, leave the transfer signings. Just look at his lineups, some of his lineups. Then you'll understand how
Mm.
but
we gave 30 shots against Watford, bro. Watford. We
but
went to
we as
Watford
Arsenal
and gave
fans
30 shots.
are not allowed to complain about Unai Emery because he's won many trophies, and
He's
Mm.
dog shit,
yeah, he
bro.
got
I
us to
don't
a
And
care
final.
even
how many he won.
no, and it's not. Look at people forget that he only performs at smaller clubs. Okay, Villa is a. I'm not saying Villa is a small club, but they're not at
It
Arsenal
is
level.
small. It
But
is a small club.
if you see PSG, he went to PSG, lost a league title in PSG. Bro, who loses the league title with
Hmm.
PSG? And then he lost, and he
Hmm.
came to Arsenal and he lost a Europa League final to the arch rivals. Yeah,
Uh,
not only lost, got dog
oh,
walked in between. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. But Unai Emery
this
better
one.
than Arteta.
So so Gary agrees that the lineup is perfect.
honestly, if you are just if you see it neutrally, it's perfect. Yeah,
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as per like current form and like seeing who are available, I still think it was nice. Yeah, Ainsley said this one. Even Zlatan tried for bro. There were even pictures that came out that him wearing his own Arsenal jersey.
bro. Remember once? I think there was a summer where
Yeah.
Benzema was so much linked to us. There were literally rumors that after a match we are literally going to announce him. There was rumors like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. That's what. Yeah.
He was close couple of times.
he was
Benzema as
very
well.
close.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Benzema.
Gary says I miss our captain Carvajal in this match. Okay.
Underrated, man. He's
Yeah.
very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
He holds that Madrid defense together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he's that kind of guy, like, he'll just do a small tactical foul, get away with it.
Mm.
Super irritating players, like, if you're a opposition, like, yeah.
The only thing I would change with that 11 is not the players. I just put Rice in as the 6 and Valverde as the 8, man. Rice as the 8 is working me now.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Declan Rice
This.
is
Yeah,
not a
also
number 8.
talking about Valverde, right? Like he had an interview, like he was saying that he already imagined a career with Arsenal, having that shirt and everything. But at the final moment, Real Madrid called and he joined.
Don't hurt me, man, like this. Honestly. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
recently I saw it somewhere. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. Right. Recently he said I remember. Yeah. It is, or it was like a recycled news. Something such news came out. I remember reading something like that. Like, what the hell? We didn't need to know this. We know what a good player you are, and yeah, it is what it is. Uh,
It's not just one. That's the sad thing. There's like
Yeah.
so many.
mm-hmm.
There was literally, I think, some meme page or someone. They put a whole 11 of Arsenal players linked with Arsenal, and I was looking at that 11. I was like, my god.
Had
I mean
had
every club will, even Manchester United will get linked to everyone. That makes no sense. I mean,
yeah.
this thing is something different where like player had come in
No, no, but
and he
no,
had
no,
his
that
jersey
but
printed
that
on.
11 was not about linked. It was like guys who at least trialed once at Arsenal. Yeah, like, it was like
They
proper.
tried at every club,
Rap-
bro. Like even Mbappe,
Mm,
right?
Even
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he tried at Chelsea as
even
well. So how can you say that?
even Gabriel Martinelli tried for the
Yeah,
SD
Yeah.
he
Manchester
tried with
United.
Manchester
United,
United.
United.
Tried with
Yeah,
United.
I
United.
mean these things happen with quality players. So that's
Yeah.
normal thing.
Before we wrap up this team, and yeah, where we'll take Gary predictions for first leg.
Honestly,
Ah,
I
I
think it'll be like 2-all. Yeah.
to
Mm,
all.
yeah, 2-all.
He'll score
Uh,
2 goals.
Yeah, I think we'll score. Yeah.
Guys in the comment section, do let us know
I
your
don't think we'll
predictions
keep
as
Real
well.
Madrid quiet to only one goal. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Parth.
I ain't predicting anything. Nah, it's bad juju. I won't.
Hmm. Uh, this one, Raja. What are your predictions?
This one.
This one.
Okay,
Forgotten.
okay. It depends, but I'd say knowing Arsenal. I mean, if Arsenal are back to default settings, we'd lose probably 1-0, something like that. But if everything actually like works out as
Imagine Arsenal
we
is
play
going to be a
and
mentality.
we were like how we play usually and like Madrid how they usually play like dog shit. So if that happens, we are winning 3-0. It depends on
3-0.
the
We are winning
yeah.
3-0.
So
It's
it's
either a
between
win-win or
1-0
a
or 3-0.
3-0.
Three. Wow. So basically, it'll be 1-1
Yeah,
in
nothing
between.
in between. It's
Mhm.
depression or pure happiness, nothing in between. I don't think it will be a draw.
Mhm. Okay. Sanchit, why did you guys stop with predictions? Maybe pick 3 games for each match day and see who wins at the. See, we didn't stop. It's just that there's no point predicting because Arsenal will not win the league anyway. So we just like okay. There's no point predicting because
Just
we
we
can
should
see
do
how
it.
things are going and all that. But
But
yeah,
we'll
Hmm.
take these things into consideration for next season, man. We'll maintain a proper
Table. Yeah.
prediction meter with us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we'll have nice graphics for you guys to see. But yeah, we'll definitely come out
For
on
that
time
you
next.
for that all of you will have to subscribe to the channel, man. Yeah.
Go on, Parth. Start your YouTube redemption. Uh, Arnav says 1-0 to the Arsenal. Nice prediction. Yeah, to win. Hey, yeah, to win.
That is Mohammad Rizwan, man. That is Mohammad Rizwan. After every game that Pakistan loses, his
Uh,
patented comment is "Ya to win hai, ya to lose hai."
I don't believe in jinx and all. Arey wah. Good. So you're expecting 1-0 to the Arsenal. Salu says draw. 2 to draw.
1 nil won't be enough. Even if we win 1 nil, it won't be enough to progress. It should be like a 3 nil
Who
or
asked
6
you
nil.
about the second leg? Nah, 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 nah. Who asked you about the second leg?
Exactly. Huh? we
Now,
predicted first like
I'm
this.
telling you,
This,
if
this,
we win 1 nil, we are going home basically in the second leg.
this
Oh,
guy,
Raj.
man. Nah, nah, nah.
Raja. What is your obsession with Valverde?
I
If
have
we
only one
won,
prediction.
You will have to kill me.
I have only one prediction.
Yeah.
Arsenal are doing a Chelsea 2012. Yeah.
I mean,
Bro, we are
to
not
be fair,
underdogs. I think we should be the favorites for this one with the way Madrid are playing.
uh,
No, I'm not talking about one time. I'm talking about going all the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
If that
um,
happens, bro, I mean, I'd be ecstatic, but knowing
mm,
Arsenal, it won't happen. We are so unlucky usually.
mm,
Look. I'm not insinuating anything, but
mm,
if we somehow go past Madrid, right?
mm.
There's PSG or Villa waiting for us. I mean, I would be ecstatic if we get PSG, man. I don't want to face Villa.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Same,
you, man,
same,
Honestly,
that
same.
Unai Emery will come
We,
out with the nastiest game plan against us, man. That guy hates us to the core.
Mm, mm. Um,
and we are shit against team like that.
uh, Ainsley says honestly 2-0 to Madrid. Damn.
it's
Crazy
possible.
Ainsley.
Honestly.
If Real scores first, this is the most likely outcome.
Mm,
Let's
mm.
just say that.
True.
Madrid will concede, no doubt in that.
Gary says
I
2-2. Mm.
I
It's
feel
about
going.
them scoring or not.
I believe in Real having a shit defense, but the way we attack, knowing that we are a goal down, man, I know what to
Yeah,
expect.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
attack with
Honestly, I will
Martinelli,
be
and then
surprised
obviously
if
it's
we
it
keep
out.
a clean sheet with Kivior and all in defense. Yeah,
I
that's all.
weirdly feel it's
And
going to be
all
a.
of you guys, man, all of you,
Mm,
Aarush, and Salman is with me on this, man. When it comes to Martinelli, please don't overhype him. Please don't overhype him. Please. You keep on saying that he's our most important player. He'll have to have the game of his life.
I
Don't.
mean, he has to be play good, but yeah, it's not like.
I don't expect
Please.
him to be that impactful. We'll see.
mm. We'll see.
Honestly,
If
I hope he plays well though. Honestly,
Yeah,
yeah,
obviously,
obviously, man, obviously.
100%.
See, Ainsley agrees that second leg will be coming back.
if this happens, it'll probably be the most Arsenal thing also because we'll just lose in our own home and then go and win the away leg.
And all these guys are taking the piss, man. And
I
this
know.
guy is a Barca fan, man. Ainsley is a Barca fan. You should be backing us all the way, man. You shouldn't be doing all this comeback and all stuff, man. We ain't doing this ever.
Mm. My honest predictions for this game, I think it would be like that FA Cup game against United, where we do well but don't score for shit. I think
No,
it'll be I think it'll be a 0-0 game. I think it'll be a draw
This
0
guy
game.
chooses
0-0.
the worst possible game to talk about.
0-0 is so basically you want us to do 2006 again. Yeah, yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
want. Yeah,
I don't know.
Martinelli scoring the solitary goal at the Bernabeu, man. We'll be there.
no.
We will.
Honestly, I feel Trossard will score in this tie. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's what I
Desperate
feel.
when it comes to goal scoring, to be honest.
Because Trossard is the guy who, if you give him a chance, he'll take it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that we're here, right, we just give out the rest of the predictions because I think just pretty straightforward, but we'll still take. Okay, Gary actually came out. Inter versus Bayern.
Inter easy. 2-0.
Inter.
Inter,
2-0 Inter.
Bayern.
Overall tie Inter. I don't know about the score, but
Overall,
Inter will win that
I'm
tie.
just
I think
talk.
Inter.
Yeah, yeah, they'll win the tie comfortably. Even if Bayern had their best 11, Inter would still have won easily.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. True.
The
Inter have
company is
been
not that
average,
good.
man. Like, I don't know.
Company, I don't know how good
Bayern, I
Bayern is.
think it's very unfair for Bayern because they're out. They don't have Upamecano, Davis.
No, but
They're
even if as Parth said, even if Bayern played the best team, company is not good enough. Yeah, against Inzaghi.
no.
Yeah.
I'm saying they would still be a chance for like Bayern to do
Obviously, there's
something.
still a chance. It's still Bayern, bro.
No,
There's still
because
a chance.
Musiala out.
yeah,
Musiala is
Musiala
out,
was
so
Musiala is out.
advantage Bayern.
um,
Bayern is a team different. Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
literally.
hmm. Ainsley says, bro, honestly, win-win situation. If Arsenal lose, troll Sucheet. You think I'm opening your messages if we lose?
Why?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We will definitely. Ha.
Yeah.
And Aramelu's troll
Don't
message.
you worry, man. If we pull
No, if
off
we win also, right?
something
People will.
incredible tomorrow, if we
Hmm.
pull off something incredible tomorrow, you just wait and watch what I do with the Dortmund game, man. You ain't ready for my jinxing
Bro,
abilities.
even if
Hold on.
Arsenal win this tie somehow,
Uh,
people will not credit Arsenal. They'll discredit Real Madrid.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Real
oh
is
yeah, this is
so
the
bad,
worst Real
man.
Madrid in this year.
Real is so bad.
This is the
This-
worst Real Madrid in years and all
No,
this.
Years.
nobody cares. Nobody cares. Beating Madrid is point. It doesn't matter.
I'm not. I don't care even if I don't care about what people think about Arsenal anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, because we know it's just bias. Yeah.
Ha. See, Madrid could feel they're under 14 and we win. I'll still tell, we beat Madrid. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Uh,
Arsenal is already overperforming in this season, man. I've got no
hmm.
issues. Do whatever you want to do,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, we are going in with no expectations, so I
Yeah,
think
exactly. And
we
that
are
is the
fine.
best. That
That's the
is
best
actually
way
the best,
actually.
man.
That's the best
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Two big matches on the same time, man. Hated.
Oh
Agreed.
yeah. Inter
Agreed.
Bayern.
This has been you last
But
season, man.
honestly, Inter Bayern would be such a boring match. Like to be honest, like I'm not
But
saying
still,
boring.
again, it's two
Tactically, it's
big
fun.
teams
Yeah,
playing, right? It's two
tactically and
big
all. If
teams.
you're a football fan, you'll enjoy it. But
Hmm.
it won't have that end-to-end action. I think Arsenal versus Real Madrid could be end-to-end. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Arnav says 2-1. Oh wow. Okay. Wait,
Yeah, Bayern.
the first leg is not at. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
first leg is Inter.
That's
Right?
is it at San Siro or the Allianz?
No, it says the Allianz Stadium. But I think his prediction makes sense. Yeah. Second leg is San Siro. It's very difficult to. Yeah, true. Honestly, don't mind if we lose Dortmund with the amount of matches we play every two.
Yeah, that's pretty cruel, man. And now it's starting to show on Barca as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been
Usually what we're
attacking with
talking
the
about.
same fluidity with which they were attacking previously, and all their players are tiring because again they've been overplayed. But
Mhm.
it's all good till your best player doesn't get injured. So
Yeah,
yeah.
true. The PSG versus Aston Villa. Any predictions, guys? The first leg is at PSG's home.
Ooh, Park de
Honestly, I feel Villa will win.
Villa 1-0.
Even I feel Villa will win.
Yeah, I weirdly feel Villa will win. Same.
PSG getting that rude awakening.
But
Emery,
but
Emery
PSG
has
has
that.
all
Emery
PSG
has
has
that.
all twins in the
Like when
midfield,
he
man.
faces his former teams, he always has some zing like in him.
Hmm.
And what is the midfield that Villa has? Tielemans, Morgan Rogers, Onana.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, that's a physical midfield, man. Again, I for all the good talk that's been around PSG's midfield, I don't see it being that good.
Honestly, honestly, like I know PSG has been playing good,
Hmm.
but one good tie and then suddenly the whole thing has become like PSG are the favorites now. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, just because they beat Liverpool, I was like,
I didn't get it because in group stage I saw PSG. They didn't inspire me at all.
PSG doesn't have any physicality at all.
I feel Emery could
No, I
easily
mean,
make a plan to beat them. Yeah.
Gary
no,
says
they've
second leg that Villa can't avoid any
they've improved,
prediction.
but like,
No, they have
Yeah,
improved. Like,
100%,
I'm not
hundred
like
percent. But again,
I've
the
heard
players are
favorite
the same,
shouts.
right?
I've heard
Their
favorite.
midfield is the same. Their midfield is the same that played against us when they were bad.
See,
Midfield
I
hasn't
think I
changed.
think they had a lot of time after that, na, to like
Yeah,
I
figure
think
hundred
out.
percent.
they have
But
improved,
again,
but they have not improved to favorites
the
tab. I mean.
the player profiles are such that I don't see them winning the Champions League, even if they
Hmm.
beat
Exactly.
Villa.
I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, I said it before. I think
Hmm.
whoever wins Arsenal versus Madrid tie will win the Champions League, basically. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want Madrid to win. I
Possibility.
don't
I
want
mean,
Madrid
yeah,
to
yeah,
win.
I won't say no.
But yeah,
I hope
Sanchez says,
With Gary saying that he expects Emery to do the funniest thing ever. So, what is the funniest thing ever exactly? Because there's two versions of Villa doing
yeah,
the funniest thing ever,
yeah.
right? So, which one is
Uh,
it?
Sanchez says 2-1 to PSG. It could be a draw. I feel like a 1-1. I think everything will be depending at Villa Park, in my opinion.
And again, Villa played
But
very well against
Villa.
Forest. Man.
That's what I was saying about the seeding. Villa
Hmm.
finished lower than us, and they got the second leg at home. Like, I think it's a bit unfair.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sanchez. Madrid
Yeah,
winning 2-0 and
I heard.
Inter winning 1. Wow. Wow, the expectations on Arsenal are like dog shit, I guess, at this point.
I mean, that is
Well,
a reasonable
Martinelli is a right
expectation.
left winger, so
Mm-hmm.
Raja has some
It's not
personal
even
grudge with
that harsh.
Martinelli.
Asensio, man, the ever since he Sucheet's got to know that Asensio plays at Villa, and he's the love of his life, man. Yeah, yeah. He'll do anything. He'll even trade an Arsenal win for Asensio scoring a banger, man. I'm
Hey,
telling you.
chill. Okay, I will take in few more comments and then we'll wrap up the stream. Okay.
Yep.
You don't tell. You don't.
You don't see it. You don't see it. Rookie mistake. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And imagine MLS scores and he does the Jude Bellingham
I, I,
skeleton.
I was going to say, I just want that. I don't care about anything else.
Uh-huh.
I want him to go to the Real Madrid fans and do it also. Like, go in that section and do it.
All of you guys are
he'll get
bothered
killed in
about the
Madrid
Arsenal
from that,
game.
bro.
All of you are bothered about who will win the Champions League. Just enjoy life. Come
Hey,
on.
Parth, really? What happened yesterday? What
I've
happened
given up. I've
after Everton?
given up on football.
See, whatever happens, it can't be worse than the Manchester derby. So it's okay.
But I watched that game with my friends, and we were the only sort of enjoyment we got from that game was bantering within us, man. The game was dead. Dead.
Agreed. Yeah, we've almost come to the end of this stream. We'll wait for a minute for comments. Any final comments from the concurrent views? Do let us know. Any final comments from the panel, though?
I would say just enjoy tomorrow.
Mm.
Like, we are facing Real Madrid, bro. After like 20 years, like,
Mm.
just enjoy the moment.
Mhm.
Like, hope, honestly, I, I feel it from my heart that we have a chance to beat them tomorrow at least.
Right.
I'm not sure about going and winning at Bernabeu.
Mm.
I can't say that we will do that.
Mm.
Honestly, even if we play our best game at the Bernabeu, I think we lose at Bernabeu. But tomorrow, I feel we have a chance to win, and I hope we do it. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Before we get to the rest of the panels, we'll take this one. Barca, see, the whole we didn't do it because I think it's. I don't think Barca should try too much to win this game. I think it'll be a
See,
cakewalk
the
in my
only
opinion.
talking point about this game would be whether they win 3-1 or 4-1 or 5-1. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Last season also Dortmund was the similar way, and then they just somehow walked into the
And they had Jadon Sancho back then, man. They don't have the
um,
freedom fighter, man.
yeah, they don't have freedom fighter anymore.
Uh, um, okay. I think it'll be an easy Barca win. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Parth and Raja, any final words before we wrap it up?
God is great.
Wow. Raja,
Yeah,
final words?
yeah. Just hope we'll. I'll just enjoy the game. I don't care whoever wins in this tie,
100%.
but
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think Arsenal will win if we take our chances. But like, we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, it comes down to that.
Mhm.
See, it's simple. If we win, I'm going to bring out the nastiest thread on Twitter about how Arsenal beat the shit out of Madrid. And if we lose,
Uh, my okay, we'll come to my work later. Gary, I want to celebration at him.
Yeah, Jude celebration by MLS.
Yeah. Oh,
I think Saka
they
will might do that.
have Adam.
man, Karim
No.
Adeyemi, man, it's all hype with him, man.
Uh-huh. 8-2 to
No, no.
Barcelona.
I mean, knowing Barca, they might lose. I don't know. We'll see.
Honestly, that's what I'm.
I want them to lose. I want them to lose.
I don't underrate Dortmund. Honestly,
Mhm.
they're a good cup team. They might do something.
They are winning. Barca is winning 4-1. Believe.
Okay,
My
okay.
my final words regarding the match. Again, see since Arteta's reign at Arsenal, we always wanted such nights. We're getting such nights. Just enjoy it. It doesn't. We do not know where we'll be or how we'll be next season. This season, with the kind of injuries we've had, the kind of unfair bias, unfair decision that has been going on with referees, I think this will be a very uh, good night for all the Arsenal fans because these are such nights that we've been praying for like so long. Coming into the quarterfinals 2 years in a row, I do not know when was the last time. Right, even under Wenger, I don't think we've come into like quarterfinals this many times. So, as an Arsenal fan, enjoy. Uh, Probably with defenders, will understand what are the levels that we have as a defensive team. As an attacking team, next season is probably when we'll understand how good we are. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I think. Okay, we have two more comments. Pretty sure Barca's losing. Uh, Gary Bro says very much excited for the match and enjoy the game. Yeah, enjoy the game.
Yep.
That's we'll
We are
definitely
actually playing Real de Madrid, man. Come on.
exactly. We'll definitely meet either on Tuesday, I mean on Thursday or on Friday. So do join us. Whatever is the case, we'll definitely be there. That is what the channel is trying to be. Unbiased at the same time, enjoying and building a community. Okay, that's it from us. Till we see you guys soon. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Bye. Thanks.
Bye bye.
And